And welcome back to ITCN. I'm Brock Chesterton, and I am here talking again with Tits McWonderbuns over there in BCP headquarters. Tits?
Oh my god! LVO has literally started burning this building down! It can't handle the load, Tits! It can't handle the load!
Wow, Tits, that's crazy. Have they said what is causing the problems?
I managed to locate someone not on fire, and I'm hoping he can tell me what's going on.
The room is actually on fire, burning down right now. I don't know what to do.
Whoa. Well, hopefully you get him, a fire extinguisher or something. Is there a problem with their servers, though?
Well, Brock, I've been told that the servers are run by Amazon and Google, and Amazon is no longer with us.
Jesus, all of Amazon is gone? I need to check my Prime account.
No, Amazon and Google, the name of the hamsters who power the servers with their little hamster feet, Amazon's heart just gave out with the 400th list check.
Oh, well, that's good. At least I still have Prime, but let's get a moment of silence, I think, for the hamsters.
Oh my god, now I'm on fire!
Right, so I guess we won't be going back to Tits. Anyway, so this is Brock Chesterton, and I am here to tell you now about the Ironman GT up in Anchorage, Alaska. It's going to be 5 rounds in one day, sometime in March, during the darkest part of the year.
Oh my god, it's running on BCP!
Hopefully BCP is back up and running. Maybe they can get some new hamsters. Maybe...
Oh, sorry to cut Brock off there. I thought he was done with that, but we're going to continue coming to you live from BCP headquarters
For the entire
episode.
Yeah.
Oh God! There's a hamster literally inside me.
Lemmy Winks, the BCP mascot. Oh, welcome to Mob Rules. By this point, you'll have heard 30,000 LVO recaps, but you haven't heard ours. And really, that's the important thing.
Ours has nothing to do with the LVO.
I think what's great about it, because I was thinking about this today, is like everything I've been seeing about it, it was like, we have an exclusive interview with Richard Siegler, the winner, or we have an exclusive interview with the top Jeff Poole Orc player from the top 8. And I'm like, we can talk to me, who went 2 and 4, or Dave, you went 1 and 2, technically?
1 and 2, yes.
And then Danny, I mean, we can't really tell you went 4 and 2. I mean, spoilers all around.
I think that's pretty much the recap then, isn't it?
But this is kind of...
See you next time, boys.
See you next time, yeah. Oh, okay. No, okay. But yeah, so I think this is a great sort of view from the middle is kind of how I was thinking about it, right?
Okay.
Because everyone like out there and all the other podcasts are recapping like top performances and like 5 and 1s. But I got to tell you, that's not a super achievable goal for most of us a lot of the time.
Yeah, seriously. Let's talk about some mid-table obscurity here,
I
guys.
didn't think it was an achievable goal for 2 of the players that went down there with us, but those guys surprised the fuck out of me.
Yeah, they did good.
Oh my God. And we'll get to Micah Lucky Dice Chapman.
I think you mean Micah Winging Pog Champ Man.
Dude, we all know his nickname is Micah the Masseuse Chapman.
Masseuse. Because he looks like someone who would order a massage. Oh, no. That's good.
Or Tim the Hubcap Hubsher.
Yeah. But yeah, lots of great stuff. We're rested up. We've had a couple weeks since LVO. So I know I'm back to about 30% health at this point.
Oh man,
Nice. Yep.
I stayed in Vegas an extra 4 days. So I'm at 1% right now.
And then Danny, you immediately went on a work trip.
Yep, that was good times.
Soon. So your January, Danny, has been crazy because you had vacation, charity hammer, LVO, work trip. I think you've spent more time in a plane than in your bed.
Probably, that's accurate.
His wife is really enjoying that, actually.
She gets a lot more room, that's for sure.
Fred.
Well,
Fred enjoys it more.
Room,
yeah,
yes.
Sure. Well,
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Dave's mom takes up a bit of space too.
She does.
She's got to stay warm.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, moist. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about LVO in kind of no particular order. I don't want to really talk about what we've been up to because surprise, it was
LVO.
LVO.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you how I'm painting the gash, but that's neither here nor there.
My mom prefers it if you don't call her the gash. All right.
Oh, Lord of
She
Death.
prefers axe wound.
Oh, Dips, and
Pink
that being my
horror.
metal band bassist name would be Axe Wound.
It's okay. Sure. Can't we just shorten it to vagina then? Can we call you that?
I mean, you do
No, because
anyway.
on the podcast
so-
he plays the role of not the vagina.
Oh,
yeah. Today
It's
I'll
like
be
not
playing,
the mama.
Yeah.
today I'll be playing the role of the cool guy.
Yeah, no. Sorry to disappoint you again, but
But yeah, we got down to Vegas on Thursday. Dave, you got in Wednesday, right? You
I got
went
in
the day
oh,
earlier.
man. I got in early and along with our
Early
buddy
and
Eric.
often.
Yeah. And we went to the Badger Cafe, which is the second best place to get food in Vegas.
after the infamous,
After the infamous.
Mob Rules approved and
Blue Ribbon
sponsored
Chicken.
by.
Can you
Blue
believe
Ribbon Chicken.
they did not sponsor us?
Not even once. All I wanted
tried
was one
so
boozy
hard.
milkshake,
Yeah.
and like they just
So
wouldn't give
maybe
it to
they
me.
didn't sponsor you guys, but you guys don't promote it as well as I do.
Yeah, well, when you
Plus, I
shove
was
that
wearing
chicken
a
bone
Blue
through your
Ribbon
nose,
Chicken
I
shirt.
figured they were gonna they'll do anything for you. They just wanted to get you to leave
It was
the
not meant
store.
to go through. It was supposed to go up. and
Oh,
it just
okay.
it was like
Just
sharp.
stuck.
It was meant to be like a sensual
Yeah.
nose rubbing.
I should,
With the chicken bone.
definitely should have taken the chicken off the bone first.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys knew, but Dave is actually a sword swallower on his spare time.
Yeah.
So he-
nasal swords.
40K models are expensive, Danny. I got to
Sticks
pay
a
for
lot
it.
of things
and
up his
sword
nose.
Is it's a interesting term.
It is.
Yeah, no, took him out to this restaurant, the Badger Cafe. Delicious, guys. Next time you're in Vegas, go.
Does
All
it
right?
serve badger?
I mean,
Ooh,
they
good
have
question.
They have
Sean.
an item on the menu called Badger Bites.
Is it actual badger?
I ate
It
those
just says
last year.
question mark. So who knows? You don't
Use your imagination.
you don't peek behind the curtain. Okay, that's how you see
especially
the
especially at a place called Badger Cafe. I feel like you peek behind the curtain, and they're like, "What did you expect?" It's literally in the
just
name.
cages of badgers.
It's just a dude in a badger suit. Actually, it's his persona.
and all they have is the Badger song playing over and over again in the background with
like-
one snake.
It's like Baby Shark.
So you took Eric and Cody out to Badger Cafe.
Yep.
Ate there.
And then we called it a nice night after some tasty cocktails because we picked up a big smoothie drink and sat around
nice.
the fire pit just talking 40K. Actually, it was fucking amazing
Wonderful.
to see Cody get to talk with another top Tyranid player in Alaska.
Who
about
brought him?
Tyranids.
Well, was Micah there?
No. Micah wasn't a top Tyranid player at this point. All right.
Eric brought Imperial Fists.
I believe, Danny, you said it best when we looked at Micah's list with the what even is this?
Well, that's what I said when I read it on Goonhammer for some reason that I
Yeah.
can't figure out. And you know what? Then it made me realize I don't even know how to play 40K anymore.
No.
Yeah, no.
Like I was like,
But
this
thought
doesn't
I
make
did.
any sense to me.
I
but
thought I did.
But yeah, hats off to the Goonhammer guys.
Hell yeah.
For spotting this weird ass random list. I mean, like, hey man, this is pretty good, and we're like, nah, it's
okay, come on,
okay,
guys.
come on, guys.
It's not.
You were now.
We were
like-
wrong.
Yeah, we were wrong.
We apologize to Goonhammer.
Well,
and to Micah to a degree.
No.
no, we're gonna go into more detail why we're not apologizing to Micah.
So.
At all.
But yeah, then you guys got in. I brought the carts over.
Yep, we got in
yeah.
Thursday night. My first time traveling with the soundboard, where Danny and I only recorded about an hour's worth over the weekend because we were quite distracted.
And in their drunken
yeah.
haze of recording, they forgot to tell me to come over and record with them at any point in time, which was fine because I was staring at titties.
That's
Oh,
fair.
oh,
I
that's
mean,
cool.
Cody should probably keep his shirt on.
Look,
but
the bill's got to get paid somehow, man.
so I was traveling with the baby's first board, and I'm sitting there, and I get all my bags off a little carousel, and I'm sitting there for 5 minutes. And I'm like, where is my soundboard? I was like, where is my board and all of my microphones? And I'm like, oh God, there's literally hundreds of dollars of audio equipment in there. And then someone came out and was like, hey, are you looking for a Pelican case with your gun in it? And I'm like, well, I'm looking for a Pelican case, but it doesn't have a gun. And yeah, they thought my soundboard was a gun. So they pulled it and treated it as a special handle item, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah.
Because I did have about 5 minutes where I thought it was genuinely lost in transit.
that would be the
made
Well, I
worst.
really wish I had traveled with you
made
guys.
me
'cause
very upset on that.
it would have been amazing to watch John have a meltdown before somebody surprises him with a, "Here's your gun case, sir."
So you know what? I would have had your back. I had my phone out. I was ready.
Nice.
I would have filmed that shit right for you, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
got you, fam.
Trooper.
We dropped. Davey dropped off my cart to me. I appreciate you taking that down. We found out very quickly that I ordered a cart that was both too small and too short.
It's the short that bothers me. It was the right size, because we got the same size carts,
Yeah.
you, me, and Cody, and it was the short that I couldn't do because my army case didn't fit on it, which meant I was still now carrying the whole army case, and I may as well have just been carrying the army case and not bothered with that. So I was a little disappointed, especially when I saw somebody with a bigger cart.
Yeah, because I thought it was just a one cart fits all kind of thing.
So did I. We were wrong.
I didn't know there were other models that were larger.
Yeah, no, or taller.
So the only thought that I saw when I saw that guy is, well, he's obviously compensating. We got normal.
He doesn't
size
have
carts.
to. He needed an extra large cart for his extra large, ginormous hobby basement that he has because Harrison is a madman.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Harrison's cart?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's crazy.
when I sound
Then
bad,
I
I
saw
apologize to Harrison.
people with display boards that were like the size of my car, and I'm
All those people
questioning
drive in.
how they. I
Or
mean,
they have somebody drive it for them.
Yeah.
that's crazy. I wish I had a drivable escort display board.
So
Well, that's what happens when you live in the lower 48, John. You
fair.
can have people do
You
stuff.
know, our good buddy and friend of the podcast, Kyle, lives and drives every year to LVO. So what we need to do is start shipping him stuff.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna just
Maybe
ship
we can
him a
get Kyle to
4-foot
just-
square display board.
He could just hang on
And
to
be
it
like,
for you.
I'm gonna just ship it like regular post with no protection, and be like, Kyle, this better survive.
Don't fuck this up while you drive it up to me.
If it doesn't, don't bother to do anything.
Don't
for us
bother
anymore.
coming to LVO.
Oh.
We'll hunt your ass down.
But we won't because Arizona's super far away.
No,
and
really
you're
is,
broke
man.
for
It's
driving.
the most not far away I learned, actually.
It's not that far.
It seems far.
It's like a
That's all that
15-minute drive.
Yeah, it's really close.
So then we got drinks. We got a little
Yep,
buzz.
we all met up at the.
We all-
Yeah, we recorded live. I held John's drink for a half an hour, like his wife.
God. So let's talk about the line.
Sure,
'Cause the
sure.
line moved pretty quickly, I should
Yeah,
say.
they did a good job.
Yeah, they did a good
But
job.
let's back up just to right before the line when
perfect.
Danny said, "Who wants to get cocktails?" and we all said, "Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds good.
this guy.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, cocktails." So we get these big ass drink containers.
And I'm like, give me some extra shots, friend.
Danny gets
They're like $10, and you're like, "Don't give me any
Yeah,
extra
I'm
shots,
Danny
good.
gets
Friend.
the
Thanks.
gallon size and gets extra shots. And I watched him pour the shots in there, and he gave you 12 shots. Okay,
It was a lot of booze.
Yeah.
it was a
That guy was a champ, though.
He was. Then I stepped up to the plate and ordered what is normally considered a normal sized amount of this blended drink. And I watched him pour in. He said, "Do you want extra shots?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." And I watched him pour in 12 shots again. And I went, "Uh-oh.
Oh, you're going to die.
I'm going to be dead very, very quickly." And then John stepped up to the plate and got an even smaller size and got like 3 times the shots both of us did. Because
Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't even ask for extra shots, and I haven't been drinking up until Vegas, so that explains a lot.
not religiously drinking.
Yeah, like
you still have
socially.
a
So
con-
yeah.
cocktails. And then
That's
Cody
a lot,
got
guys.
non-alcoholic because he's not stupid. So
That's fair. We were pretty
Fucking
stupid.
champ.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got pretty sloshy waiting for registration. We decided to live stream the vendor hall setup.
you know what? You did a great job. And
That's
Cody and Micah holding our place in line, and Danny holding your drink is probably my highlights.
one of your highlights of LVO is
some of them. That's right up top there.
Me getting quite drunk on a slushy cocktail.
It was you getting quite drunk in 6 minutes.
Oh,
actually, is
man.
what
Yeah, we
happened.
were like instantly drunk, John. Both of us.
Well, because of the amount of alcohol, it was like 50-50 ratio of slushy and like hard liquor.
It was the perfect ratio.
It was the perfect ratio. But
God's ratio.
We got so slushy, and then so I decided
America's
to live
ratio.
stream a bunch of stuff. It's all up on our YouTube page. For
Sorry
some,
about that,
actually,
guys.
Sorry.
So don't be sorry. It's actually entertaining.
For some, well, yeah,
watched it.
I'm a pretty fun drunk, and yeah, it was literally
Medium.
Danny holding my drink in line, Micah holding Dave and I's place in line as we just wandered around and talked.
And then I would follow John and give him back his drink and tell him,
I'm not
and
your drink, bitch.
I did say that.
which only
you
makes
said
me
it
want to make you
twice.
my drink bitch more.
And I
then
got
he
the
did it
champagne.
a third time.
Did you get champagne? No,
No, I didn't.
No,
I
you
got
had the
champagne.
yard.
Yeah.
So I had the chain, and so I had hands-free drinking, which was nice.
Which is why you could hold my
I
drink.
could gesture with my hands, angrily gesture at people, and drink at the same time. It was basically a perfect situation.
That was pretty good.
For those of you
America.
that don't know, that since Danny went to Charity Hammer, he has kind of become somewhat of a celebrity.
False.
People were continuously walking up to him and being like, "What up, Danny?" And then there was some weird like gangster high five handshake thing and a foot kick at one point in time. I was like, I don't know what's happening. And like,
I gotta see.
It's the Charity Hammer.
Yeah,
secret.
I did learn that at Charity Hammer.
Yeah, it's
You're
the
right.
Charity Hammer secret shake.
We have to check. We have actually, you can't see because this is obviously like a radio production.
Right.
We have a screen and kind of is Danny relevant to the 40K content producer community? So we're just gonna check that real quick. All right, cool.
He's up like 6%.
He's up like 6%. That's crazy numbers.
Sick.
Jeez. All right, man. I'm glad we blew all that Patreon money on
Hilarious.
that,
Yeah, man.
on that Danny relevancy
Well,
computer.
to blow is really expensive. So to like buy the software, that was a good chunk.
It's
of our
run
money.
by PCP.
Oh shit! The numbers are going down. What's happening?
Yeah, sorry guys, we won't be able to share this.
We made
so.
the mistake of checking it once.
Is Danny still relevant? Oh no! I want to point out I'm irritated with my registration because I only got a T-shirt. I did not get a glass.
And the objective markers?
And the objective markers, even though
Maybe-
I paid for that same package.
Oh, really? Which
Yeah.
one did you get?
The 155 one.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, but Danny
How
and
come
I
you didn't complain?
bought it super early.
I don't complain, and also I was pretty trashed.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true.
right, yeah.
I bought mine before the public release because we got an inside
Was it
track
you and
on
me that
tickets.
did it?
Yeah, me and you did it.
Oh,
Like,
and me.
I knew we all did it like day minus
because I got
4.
I got the notification that the high roller package was available, and I was like, "Oh, it's registration time. Let's do it now. We'll register right now."
I'm really sad I don't have a bunch of random War Machine models though, because I didn't
I
do
am-
the high roller.
Yeah, I'm not sad about that at all. Actually,
No, no.
So we're in the hall. You guys were registering. John's filming all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
I didn't know that live filming was going to happen, so I have wandered away at this point.
It's a recurring theme.
Yeah.
where I do things and don't tell you, and you
Yeah.
wander away.
Yep. That's actually a recurring theme for the entire weekend.
It
isn't
is.
it?
It really is.
Sorry, man.
No, that's all right. I had a blast. We didn't have to hang out. I met.
I had no
So I
idea.
had a blast,
tell
we
me.
didn't have
I
to
can't
see
wait to
people.
hear. I can't wait to hear about your
I
weekend.
hung out
Because I have
with
no
fans
idea.
of the podcast a lot. Actually,
Yeah? That's cool.
Yeah, it was surprising to me.
I
Actually,
didn't know your mom went down.
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
she goes down.
Yes, you did.
Please keep setting me up like that.
Oh God,
I need
Jesus.
this. I need some spikes, baby.
Like you just put the ball right on the t-ball stand, and Danny knocked it out of the park. A bunch of 3-year-olds are crying right now.
Yeah, just like at your mom's house.
Because Danny abandoned them 3 years ago.
Your little half
Right.
brothers and sisters.
So I walked up to Tony from Hammerhead Games.
Great guy.
Introduced
Oh,
myself.
yeah, what a
Great
great
By the
guy.
way, I want to say
Gave him some
we're
stickers.
20 minutes in and we're an hour into our LP.
Yeah, but soon it's going to be. We won't remember it. So
That's
we'll
fair.
Skip
That's
right
fair.
ahead real fast. I turn the corner and I see I see Pickles, who is a very large
it's a
gentleman,
massive man.
massive man.
Did he give you some
behemoth.
stickers? I have a lot of stickers,
Dude,
guys.
he was like, "You need some of these," and I was like, "I need one. That's a handful. I'm good."
Yep. Nope.
And
I got your back.
The irony of Dave complaining when people try and give him multiple stickers.
no, of the same kind. Multiples of the
pretty
same
funny.
kind. They're all individual.
Do you have a little packet, little packs of them, like
No, I had to
paperclip
find
together?
them, each one. I wasn't smart. This next year, I won't make that mistake.
I gave out almost all my Dave Suck stickers. I still have some of those, though.
How do you still have those? I ran out of
'Cause
those last year.
People don't agree.
No, people like you for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know.
You got that Nanavani record going for
There you go.
LVO.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh.
You got the same one.
No, because he finished 1-1-1.
Oh, you couldn't big league your opponent into a draw because of the fight. Damn, Dave.
I don't know. But sitting with him was Michael Tempe of the High Lords of Terra podcast.
Oh yeah,
And I walked
they're on the same team, by the way. That they have the Hammerhead Games team is what Michael's on.
So I walked up to Pickles because I remember Pickles from last year.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were talking about Michael Tempe.
Well, yeah, but Michael and Pickles are sitting together.
Yeah, okay.
So I walked up
see.
to Pickles,
Yep.
and
We're good.
I said, "Hey, Pickles," and he goes, "Hey, what's up, Dave? How's it going?" Which surprised me because I was like, "Well, that was a year ago." Thank God, Danny went down to Charity Hammer and met other people or something. So I
Just
could-
showing you,
for some
like,
reason.
this is a picture of Dave.
Right.
Please recognize Dave.
He heckle
needs-
him when you
dude, I
see-
need it. And Michael just smacks me in the arm and goes, "When are we getting that fucking chicken?" And at this point, I didn't know it was Michael Tempe, so I was just like, "Who's this random guy slapping me?"
Yeah, what does he know? What does he know about the chicken?
I mean, why am I the chicken guy? Which apparently for LVO, I was the chicken guy.
I mean,
It's true.
I don't mean to
Really
go
was.
behind.
I mean,
the
in a
curtain.
lot of ways, actually,
yeah,
Dave.
that's true.
I don't mean to go behind the curtain, but you've literally told thousands of people
Oh, I
every
know.
2 weeks about this one chicken shop in Las Vegas.
I'm totally okay with it.
The
And we
odds
made
are
them a lot of business this weekend. I feel
sure
like.
did, yeah.
International business.
yeah,
in fact.
international.
And I was like, I don't know. I'll have to check in. And then, he introduced himself. We started talking. And then John walks over randomly filming.
As I was will to do that Thursday.
Yes, you were, sir.
And we have a conversation with him. And he tells him, I'm Michael Tippe from the High Lords of Terra podcast, to which John naturally replies.
And by the way, if you guys haven't listened to the High Lords of Terror podcast, highly recommended. They have some really great tactical talks.
Yeah.
And also talking about eating blue ribbon chicken, their latest episode,
Yeah.
which was pretty great.
Yeah.
With a full plug of the Mob Rules podcast.
I know. Well,
Copyright Dave, 2018, 2019, 2020.
Yep.
no, just 2019.
It's being co-opted by much bigger podcasters now.
Yeah, the much more famous people like it now. So they're probably going to start opening branches all over the place.
Good move.
Yeah.
Smart. Maybe at the BAL.
But yeah, so John wanders over randomly filming.
Yeah. And basically just starts to compliment their terror. Oh, a good podcast, unlike ours, which is shit. And it's like, well, yeah.
Well, that's my standard go-to whenever anyone says, like, we had people come up to us during the weekend and they're like, oh man, I love your guys' podcast. I listen all the time. And my instant reply is just, I'm so sorry.
Yep.
It's the
Don't you have anything better to do?
it's the humility in me that just makes me have to insult people who listen.
And then we went and gave Phil his birthday card
We did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We filmed that too.
because it was Phil's birthday on Thursday.
I don't think I uploaded that. I think I just recorded that. I can't remember. I'll have to
That's
double
just
check.
for us.
That's just for us.
Slash John in the bedroom.
We can put it on our Patreon.
He's got
Patreon.
he needs it to get Amanda in the mood.
He
Look at
shows
me.
her Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look at me pleasing a man by remembering his birthday.
Unlike my marriage.
Unlike my wife, Amanda.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, then we got our tickets. That's all I remember after that because I was blitzed.
Yeah,
Well, we
got
went to the preview.
We went
stood in
to the
line for a
chicken.
little bit.
We went and got
We
chicken.
went and got
with
blue
a large
ribbon
group of people.
chicken.
Oh, did we chicken before the
Yeah,
preview?
before
Yes.
the preview we did.
Okay.
Yes, gallon 12-shot guy. Yes, we did.
Did the CrossFit style thing and went to the chicken shop and asked if they had any vegetarian options.
Right, and they were like, get
Yeah,
the
get
fuck out.
the fuck out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I went and got a very disappointing Beyond Burger. But yeah, then we went to Danny and I went to the GW preview with Seth from Dangly Boys and a couple other guys. And I was whelmed by the preview.
It was good.
Well,
it wasn't as good as
You
last
weren't
year,
overwhelmed.
I wasn't
You weren't
overwhelmed.
underwhelmed.
but okay.
You
Here's
were
the
just
thing I
whelmed.
liked about
Okay.
it: the energy of the room. The
It was
energy of the room
great
is
energy.
fantastic. Like everybody is so excited
Oh, yeah.
about the same
Everyone
stuff.
was as drunk as us.
Also
So,
true. Well, and I started getting hungover about halfway through.
But yeah, halfway through, I started
If
sobering
you
up.
look at the picture, you will see hungover Danny surprised that somebody's taking a picture.
this would be reason number one. I wore sunglasses most of the weekend, so you
Yeah,
couldn't tell
that's
if I
true.
was drunk or hungover.
Yep.
The correct
Smart.
answer was yes. But yeah, so you were saying things you enjoyed about the preview. There was great energy in the room.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I like
But the rest was
I li-
shit.
I like the actual previews, but they weren't as cool as last year's.
No,
Yeah.
last year's were better. I mean, I didn't
Although-
look at. I didn't make it because I was late to get to the chicken, and so you guys went to go stand in line. By the time I came up there, the line was so long that I was like, I couldn't even see you guys. You'd already moved in to the room, and the line was still so long that they weren't letting people in anymore.
No, I ordered a chicken breast, and apparently that takes 16 minutes to cook. So
Yeah.
I had to wait like 20 minutes for my food, which was a bummer. But it was really hot and good. I mean,
Yeah.
it was still
Fresh.
awesomely tasty. And I ate their food several times over the course of the week.
You're one of those guys who goes to McDonald's and asks for fries without salt, and then puts salt on the fries.
Yeah,
to make
because
sure
they're hot and fresh that way.
Yeah.
They're better that way. Come on.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Scourge of the minimum wage.
I didn't order any chicken breast for the rest of the weekend. I'll tell you that much.
Screw waiting 16 minutes. That's
a long
Vegas.
time.
But yeah, the preview, I super enjoy like the AdMac stuff. I like where they're going visually as an army, I have to say, because now they're very distinctive.
I'm not a fan of the cloth look to the wings for the Birdmen, but you know, some of the look to the models. There's things about them that I like and things that I didn't like. You know, the cloth for the most part, I didn't.
Oh, it's not cloth; it's high tensile ceramite sheets.
Who knows?
Who knows?
It could be paper.
What was very funny is they were very specific about the fact that Jess Goodwin, who designed all these and did all the concept art for all these, insists they do not flap.
Yeah, the wings neither on the ornithopter or the dudes flap. They
None
don't
of them flap. They're not there for that. Like they spent a good 2 minutes reinforcing this point.
I was like, all right, man.
Seems like that would
they
be
flap
weird
in my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Forge your own narrative, Danny. Come on.
Sales tactic. I don't collect AdMac, but I'll be buying one of those so I can make that fucker flap.
So for a gag, we're gonna buy a Raspberry Pi with Patreon money and a model of those and put it in, make it flap and possibly fly.
Oh, we can't. We spent all the Patreon money on the Is Danny Relevant meter.
Yep.
And
Sorry,
yeah,
we got nothing left,
So
guys.
let's just. Daniel, we probably should have paid for some servers for it too.
Maybe
go back.
Maybe outside of Google and Amazon.
But no, I really away from 40K, like the elves that were previewed.
Oh, the pointy elves.
The pointy elves. The
Something.
Fuck, I forgot what they were called.
High Lords, something like that.
Yeah,
the
high
high
elves.
I mean, they're high elves, but
they're
like
high elves.
they're new high elves.
But gorgeous.
Yeah, they look amazing.
Like there's a hollow character, dude. I'm gonna steal.
The hollow character model is great, and I just imagine them
Lumineth.
going to this.
Lumineth High Lords.
Lumineth
Realm Lords.
Realm Lords.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine the concept designer going to the sculptor and being like, all right, so here's the deal. I need this suit of armor right here. Oh, cool. You want me to put a guy in it? No.
See, for some of those guys, I imagine the designer going up. I mean, okay, I need modern high elves. And it's like, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but just change it up a little bit. Because like the horse guys and the battle line troops that they showed are very kind of traditional high elf looks. Sure. But gorgeous. All of them fantastic. And I'm sure those horses are like 37 parts and very dynamic.
Yeah, they look amazing.
As AOS models are will to
well,
do.
and the nice thing I like about these guys is that they're not too over the top.
Right.
Like they're pretty standard, like fantasy models.
Yes,
like they're
yeah.
and they're not like so high fantasy like the
Deepkin.
yeah, like the Deepkin or the flying dwarves.
Caradon Overlords.
The Overlords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the world of 40K. We saw an exclusive at the time, I guess, trailer for Angels of Death.
Yep.
The new animated series.
Well, no, we got to see an exclusive one. They're not showing that to anybody else.
It's just there.
Well, screw you guys then. Got to see the kind of the skyline of Baal. A couple different
was cool.
things. There's like a guy falling to the Black Rage. It was very well written. The animation.
Oh, so not by.
The animation wasn't fantastic. There was a little janky at times, but it looks like I replied to a Twitter thread about this earlier today about the Ultramarine movie. Like the Ultramarine movie isn't great because they were hampered script wise what they could do because of an animation budget, right? So they couldn't do a lot of different settings and a lot of different costumes. This looks like it has none of those things. Like the script that they presented so far, fantastic, looks great. And then Gaskell.
Oh, man.
Gaskell
I'm
is
hyped about
coming
Gaskell.
back.
Is he? I mean, I thought it was just what is it, Mickett?
Macaria. the
Is it
Gretchen.
Makari?
Yeah, Makari,
Whatever.
whatever it is.
According to the preview, it's just Makari.
Yeah. So he's coming back. His model looks great. I love that from the looks of it. He has a
Gonna
tiny
be
head.
in the Beast Arises section.
I
It's
want
a lot of armor.
lot of armor, tiny head, as it should be. I'm excited to see new rules for him.
He's the
and-
first Prime Orc, John.
Especially if like Shadow Sun's new
No.
rules or anything to go by, because they could really modify him and make him a lot better if
Sure,
that's the case.
sure.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that, and also I'm actually excited to see Makarai back. He's
Hell yeah.
That little
he's been
banner
gone
bear.
like 3-4 editions.
Yeah, I can't wait
Yeah.
to see what he does.
And they were their reason for him not being there was like a little sidebar fluff piece where like someone sat on
Yeah,
it.
Gazgul sat on him on accident.
And you got to imagine the minute there's just a background writer who's constantly asked why the new Gazgul model doesn't have like his pull waiver. Like, oh, fuck, someone sat on him. Shut up. Go play with him. Go buy the model.
I'm instantly converting the Gazgul that I get into a Nazdrag model
Yes.
because I like bad moons. My guys
Yeah.
are bad moons.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy with everything that came out of it. So
Yeah, lots of good stuff going out of there. I think, and even looking at just the Psychic Awakening books that are coming, we're sort of in a holding pattern a little bit until summertime for some big releases. So I think they were kind of limited to what they could talk about there.
I expect that Adepticon preview.
Adepticon previews.
And they kind of
Blow it
made
away.
the hints of that during the preview that the Adepticon preview was going to be real big. So
Yeah, so they teased for Adepticon
They're gonna give
Eisenhorn
him the full
information.
Monty.
Information on the Eisenhorn
Oh,
series
yeah.
coming
Live
out
action?
of Adepticon live action.
dude, I am hype.
I can't wait to review that and argue with you over the
Oh,
timeline.
I'm so excited! I got to tell you, after
Just like old times. Dave.
after 4 years of book reviews and kind of codex reviews and hot takes and all those things like that, I'm so excited to have the prospect of being able to sit my ass down in front of a television for 30 minutes to 45 minutes and then talk about it for 4 hours
Dude,
afterwards.
for real.
right.
Oh, it's
The
where it's
episode
at.
after the episode we record after that first drop will be amazing.
Yes.
We hope.
So yeah, so they said that Eisenhorn there'll be news about that at Adepticon. They said digital codexes, digital books.
There'll be some news about that,
that at Adepticon. They hinted at a lot of stuff for that. So definitely, if you're heading to Adepticon, that's the get in line for that. Like now, I mean, you'll be really weird and by yourself, probably in a furry convention, but get in line for that right
It'll
now.
be entertaining, I
Is
guess.
this the line for Adepticon?
No, this is the Yif line.
Like meow. Oh, my tail is not your permission. But yeah, so that kind of ended Thursday night. We got more drinks.
Yep.
Danny and I recorded some stuff that I'll put up somewhere at some point. Just lots of hype. Generally
Yeah.
We were pretty excited.
We're pretty excited. It was also 2 a.m. when we were recording.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, yeah, we have to get up tomorrow for
was-
this tournament.
Full on asleep by then, actually.
So yeah, then we smash cut to day 1.
Friday.
Friday, 40K championships. Danny and Dave with the hopes and dreams of the world behind them. John with a subpar chaos list that sometimes works if I roll the right
I
dice.
don't know. I think your list was pretty fluffy, actually.
Oh, that's great. We'll talk about that. But so yeah, day 1 started on time.
Yep.
Very
Everything was
excited.
good.
Everything was great. I look at my pairings. I get Iron Hands, so I'm thrilled right away to get Iron Hand as the kind of inaugural pairing.
Right.
And so yeah, Iron Hands. Dave, you're day 1.
All right.
round 1.
So my round 1, BCP starts off. I get an opponent. He's going to be playing Scions and dropships and just all sorts of Astra Militarum, and I'm looking forward to this game. And 10 minutes after where pairings are supposed to start and go and everything. Well, that just sounded like you farted into the mic.
God, jeez.
Yeah, don't do that.
What are you doing?
I'm opening a sparkling water because I'm fancy.
You
He's
fucking
still
douche.
He's still dehydrated. So I go. They call out and they say, "Hey, if your opponent hasn't shown up, come up to the front of the line and we'll repair you." So I walk up to the front of up to the line. Obviously I move to the front because I'm kind of a big deal. I don't know if you guys we don't have a monitor to tell me whether or not I am, but you guys know. And who do I see standing next to me? But Brian from the Dangly Boys, and he is also needing to get repaired. So we just grabbed each other and said, "Hey, we're repairing us with these guys." And they went, "Cool, give us your names." We gave them the names. We went on to play our game. Brian was playing a Space Sharks, using just pure Raven Guard, and delightful.
Carcadons. Yeah, Brian was a great guy.
He
Yeah,
was
cool,
fun.
dude.
He was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed playing the game against him. But I did shellac the bejesus out of him.
Yep.
And it's not a yay. His army was badly outclassed by mine in this. You know what I mean? But his paint
army
jobs
was
were
pretty
great.
fluffy.
Yeah, it was a very fluffy army.
Looked great.
Yeah.
And then Danny, you're round one.
I played against Daniel Franco from New Mexico. He was a delight to play against. He had Imperial Guard and Raven Wing army. So
We're noticing a theme here.
yeah, I ended up tabling him on turn 4, but he was a super great sport about it, and he had some cool tricks, man. He had some stuff I hadn't seen before. He did this thing with his Raven Guard Black Knights where he charged me and then used the fallback from combat after they fight stratagem, and then piled away, an inch away, and then waited till my guys attacked a guard squad that had charged, and then used the fight again to pile back in and fight. So they basically got to fight 2 times without my characters getting to swing on them at all,
That's super cool.
which was real smart.
Smart.
Yeah.
Very wrinkly
So
brained
he
of him.
almost killed my lieutenant, but not quite, because I gave my lieutenant a 4 at Feel No Pain, so he was like
That's
really
like
tough to
a
kill.
lot of CP to invest to kill a lieutenant.
Yeah, but he would have gotten Warlord from old school, and I think he took Headhunter as well. So he was trying to get those character death points, which was good.
Nice. I do want to say about my game with Brian. At the start of the game, I gave him 2 Mob Rules dice because that was what I bought an extra set of dice down so that I could give out dice to everybody I played
I
with.
completely forgot to talk about the podcast for the entire championships.
I more than made up for it for you. You're welcome.
Perfect.
I gave him 2 Mob Rules dice. He proceeded to use them to seize on me with,
Nice.
and then make a 12-inch charge.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So Mob Rules dice.
We have very, very limited, like I can count on one hand how much dice we have left. So order them now.
Yeah.
That's really impressive because we've been selling them in 10s.
Yes. Yeah.
You can buy half a set.
I mean,
How many fingers do you have on that hand, John?
God damn, Dave. Commerce. It works.
Scotland is an isolated country, my friend.
It is.
A lot of inbreeding.
It uses the metric system. So yeah, my round one, Michael Hager and his Iron Hands list. It was an Iron Hands list. Had Daradeos and Leviathan and a Repulsor Executioner and Pharaohs and Iron Daddy and stuff like that. Great game. It ended 25-17 to him, which again I'm like, I get high score and losses, yo. I mean 17 points out of that is pretty
bad.
good.
It's good.
Yeah. He did be like, wow, I'm just super happy to see such a fluffy list. And I'm like, what? And it was like, yeah, I was like, everyone's try hard and you just wanted to bring this fun, fluffy list. And then in my head, I'm like, motherfucker, I tried. Like, I tried so hard.
I got so far.
I got so far. But in the end, it didn't matter. 25-17 loss to old Johnny Q here. But on the plus side, I lost first round to Iron Hands, so I can avoid Space Marines the rest of the. Oh wait, no, round 2 I'm paired against Iron Hands.
Oh,
I heard there was a mix-up a little bit, though.
There was I was supposed to be okay. Before we go into round 2, let's talk about some of the things that happened in between rounds. Day 1 here, Best Coast pairings sort of stopped working. Round 2. Which is, honestly, the explanations they've given, we made fun of it at the start, but it's understandable. In my mind. Because if you don't know that your data's being throttled.
Round 2, I didn't think anything bad happened. I thought it paired up pretty well.
Nope.
That was the 3.5 hour delay.
No, that was round 3.
Round 3 was a 3.5 hour. Round 2 was the 1 hour delay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yes.
You're wrong.
Yep. 100%.
For sure, dude.
It was.
Because we were there till 11 o'clock at night because of that. Like, we had to get everybody repaired. Like, it was bad.
Well, okay, so
They had to manually repair everything
They
for
had to repair
round
everything
2
for
and round 3.
Yeah, I know, but they had we had the 3 hour delay, including lunch. So it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes and the 45-minute for lunch. So that time before the round 2 started, and then there was also a long delay in between 2 and 3.
There was delays in between.
But we
Yeah,
couldn't,
sure,
But
sure.
we couldn't go anywhere because at any moment it could pop back up. So you got 900 dudes sitting in a ballroom just sweating their
I was
butts
going to
off.
say, I think the issue I have wasn't with BCP shitting the bed. because I can see, like, not assuming that I had a data cap and not planning for that.
Well, they didn't. Yeah, okay. They didn't test it. Like, so they should have tested it.
Yep.
Like, this is standard procedure. Like, just stress test it for how many people you think are going to be at the event.
Right.
Like, stress test it for 800
Right.
or more. You
Well,
know,
'cause
stress
they
test
didn't-
it for 1,000
I
to make
think-
sure that it works, and then if it doesn't, then figure out what
biggest
the
problem
problem
wasn't
is.
the 1,000 at the event.
It was the people looking up
it was
this
the
at home.
No, it
5
wasn't.
million.
No, the reason it crashed was because they got their list validation software was not working.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's where the bottleneck was, and that caused everything to crash.
Yeah. So maybe not introduce a brand new feature that's
For the largest event of the year,
data heavy right
yeah,
before that.
probably not a great idea.
But I think my main complaint was just the lack of communication from
For sure.
Frontline. The judges did fantastic.
Yep.
I listened to the Signals episode from today. They were saying that one guy stepped up and just created just this spreadsheet from scratch that could handle the data that was put in it. And then the judges went and manually entered like 800 scores.
Yep.
So
Boris
hats
from
off.
GoldenEye.
Yeah. Hats off to them for doing a great job in doing that. But tell us, hey, we have to create a spreadsheet and manually pair everything. It's going to be like an hour and a half.
Be back here by
so
3
we can
3
leave
o'clock. Yeah.
and come back again. Because like Dave said, it was just 900 people sitting in a room waiting for pairings for literally
Sweating
hours.
their asses off, going through. Oh my God! So
How
it
were
was
you
like,
sweating? It was an air-conditioned room in a 60-degree town.
No, it was. I
was sweating. It was hot in
sweating
that
my
room.
balls
Oh
off.
man, I was quite drunk.
I feel bad for that one worker who had to. He was literally just running around filling the water, replacing the water at all of the
I
free
don't feel
water
bad for him.
stations.
Do you know how much they pay for that water?
I mean, I felt bad for him because he wasn't thinking he was going to just be going from to each one of the 4 that were in the room, and just as soon as he gets to the next one, has to fill it again, has to put the new one on, and then have to keep bringing water in because that's all we were doing. We're sitting around drinking water because you couldn't leave.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair. But yeah, my round 2
So he was 80.
paired up against Iron Hands again. Eventually, it was supposed to be Orcs, and I was like, I have a pretty good chance against Orcs. And then I saw it was a 6-flyer Iron Hand list.
So what happened? How did the pairing get screwed up?
I don't know. Because
So how do you know you were supposed to play orcs?
Because I looked. So BCP, which I looked at, said the table with the Orcs, but then we were instructed to go to Frontline's website for the pairing.
That was my favorite
They probably
part.
fucked up the scores. You probably weren't supposed to play orcs. It's just that BCP couldn't handle it.
Probably, but yeah. So
they-
we were instructed to go to Frontline's website for the
Which
pairings,
immediately
which
DDoS'd it.
immediately crashed because
Right,
so many people
immediately crashed.
So then we had to go to Facebook to get the pairings, and that's kind of when I came up against this one here. Regardless, it was a great game. The guy was from Europe, very good player, and again, a 6-flyer list is just something my list can't really deal with because they're deleting. Wait, how many flyers? I said 6. 6 units a turn. Pretty much is how that one goes there. So I lost that one 29-13 and going 0-2
Nice.
day 1 so
Nice.
far. Yeah. Dave.
I ran into Cody Brown, who owns a game shop in Canada and is apparently one of the coaches for the ETC Canada team.
Oh, I'm Facebook friends with them. I
Oh,
think.
nice.
Oh, nice. The game shop he owns is the Hooded Goblin. Nice guy. We had a pretty good, solid game. I ended up losing because I watched.
He's the Canadian coach of a national ETC team.
So I watched
just the coach.
I was
okay.
slaughtering his stuff with my indirect fire, and his Shalaxi, I believe is her name, the name Greater Demon, the character hunter, had 7 wounds left when he got into combat, and then after that, never failed of feel no pain. I counted 17 that went through the armor, went past the armor and wounded. And then was like, well, nope, don't feel anything. I'm good. I was like, that's fine. Everything's fine here.
Well, I was going to say, I hope you were deleting the stuff with indirect fire because your list is nothing but indirect fire.
It was beautiful. He had some amazingly painted models. So, it was a joy to play against. And I got some good pictures of it that were just for me because Slanesh Demons. Wink.
Wink.
Yeah.
Jerkin material.
But I ended up losing. It was a really close game. It was 19-22.
Nice.
That is really close. Yeah.
And then we go into Danny.
Yeah.
So I played Anthony Birdsong, who's the #1 orc player in the world. He had a really hoardy list. So I think he had 150 boys and 120 grots.
That's a lot of green.
And then the three, naturally the war boss, the 3 shock attack guns, everything else. So this game was pretty rough for me. I did the best I could. In a lot of ways, I lost a plane on the first turn, which is kind of a bummer to like 1 shock attack gun, like shooting once. So he rolled, I think, like 3 or 4 11 or 12s for strength on those guns, like over the course of the game, which was pretty rough. So I lost a flyer on the first turn. I think I lost something else too. Oh, I think he got a unit of eliminators as well, which is a bummer. I really needed the eliminators to be alive, so that was my bad for putting them in a bad spot.
On the table with orcs.
No, they were in a good spot for that because they were. Yeah,
but yeah.
Well, I mean,
for-
what am
on
I
a table
supposed to
with
do?
orcs.
For orcs, you want to just
No,
kind of
just saying,
sure.
snipe
Put him in a
those
bad
guys.
spot. On a table with orcs,
Yeah, but like for you certainly want to try and snipe away those shock attack guns.
Right,
like,
right.
Quick.
Yeah.
So he's able to get one down pretty bad, and then I on my turn I did not get the first turn. On my turn 1, I killed 30 grots, and I think I killed like maybe 13 boys from every single boys unit they had on the table,
Oh, jeez.
just so like I wasn't getting them below green tide.
Yeah.
And I almost managed to kill one of his shock attack guns, except he passed a 6-up feel no pain or a 6-up invulnerable save because he was a death skull, and so that kept him alive with 1 wound left.
That
Which was a bummer.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. And then, so not to go into this game too much, but on his turn, he got this god turn of smites where he rolled super smites on every single one of his weird boys and only did 1 mortal wound to them, and then got a 5, a 6, and a 6 for damage onto one of my. Like he killed 1 flyer with 2 smites, and then he got 6
Jesus.
damage to the other one,
Yikes.
and then finished it off with a bunch of shock attack gun shots.
I mean, there's not much you can do.
No,
against it.
not really. I did my best. I made some good plays. I think that if I probably would have been a little bit more assertive of where units were and where stuff was, I think I would have done better. But that's on me, like for not clarifying stuff. So I lost that game 34-26. So I got 26
Really
points
good.
out of a loss, which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm 1-1 after
Beautiful.
game 2. So we had this super.
I'm also 1-1, and John's 0-2.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
going super good for the mob rules, boys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like between the 3 of us, we're winning. No, because I'm still dragging us down. Shit. But yeah. So round 3 for me, I played against a Dark Eldar army, which was a pure Dark Eldar, which is something I haven't played against a lot, to be honest. So that was kind of super nice. Cabal of the Black Heart. I had some grotesques. It had not a lot of the venoms and things, which was surprising, but had 2 Void Raven bombers, 2 of the what's that other little flyer that they have? The Razor Wings.
Razor Wing?
So you had 3 Razor Wings, 2 Void Ravens, but I rolled really well for a lot of stuff. So for example, I Demon Forged a Forge Fiend and took out a plane with 1 Forge Fiend. I took out another plane with the Karis Assault Cannons on my Contemptor Dread.
Nice.
Highlight of the game for me was charging his Archon with my Demon Prince, and then turning off the Archon's invulnerable save with my Demon Sword.
Oh, nice.
So, because let me tell you what Archons don't have great is regular saves.
True.
So I ended up winning that game because once again in a 5 flyer list, because I looked at it, I'm like, okay, great, this is my now 14th flyer in 3 rounds that I'm facing. But once you kind of take the flyers away, there's very little else that it can do. And I was charging my Lord Discordance into his grotesques. They just finished them very quickly, and I was able to heroically intervene a bunch. I had my Chaos Lord with my jump pack hiding behind a ruined wall, and he just kind of heroically intervened into the wall. So it wasn't there was a lot of really good stuff that happened in that game, and yeah, so I ended up winning that one 27-12.
Nice.
Nice. I, for round 3, ran into Tim Detlefs, who is, and this was a theme for me, and he is the Eldar player for Team Canada for the ETC.
Why would you play such high-level polite players?
Well, I started off on table 72, which is in the top 100. So I got to play with the rearranging terrain rules, which, by the way, huge fan of.
I played my round on table 31 for some reason, but did not rearrange terrain because I'm a rebel.
Because you forgot.
Yeah, I forgot.
Tim was running a
Thanks.
very
You're
good
welcome.
Eldar list. I thought I could take him, but by this point in time, so this game started at 9 p.m.?
About 8 o'clock.
About 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah.
So
About half an hour after the round was supposed to end.
Yep.
I was completely and utterly brain dead at this point in time. I made just a slew of mistakes, and I lost the game 33-23. We did have a discussion about it afterwards, and he was like, man, I'd love to play your list again, maybe like on Sunday if there's still tables open, and you're feeling, like I'd like to try this again when you're actually on game. Because like afterwards, after the game, he was just like, dude, you did not seem like you were in this game. I was like, I am so exhausted and in pain. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I finished out 1 and 2 after day 1, and thinking that I'll probably pick up 3 wins the next day because that's how I'm going to roll.
Yeah, fair.
And yeah, Danny.
So I ended up playing. So this was a weird round, right? Because everybody was so mixed up.
Yeah.
So I sat at my table for 30 minutes, and my opponent hasn't shown up yet. So I got a judge and went up to the front with a couple of other guys around me whom I knew from the San Francisco area, and then he initially paired them, both of the guys that I was with. I knew one of them, and the other one I didn't know. Mm-hmm. And he said, "Okay, you two pair up." And he's like, "Dude, we play all the time. Can we not?" And he's like, "Okay, cool. Then you and you." He pointed at me and this other guy. His name was Travis. Super nice guy. Travis played Forces of the Hive Mind, so he had some Gene Stealer Cult with some
nice.
Tyranids.
Yeah.
I played pretty cagey. I tried to just make sure his aberrant units were pushed back, and aberrants without the stop signs are like not that great. Yeah. So because he had like the big hammers on him or whatever, and he made a couple of really big mistakes that probably cost him the game. Otherwise, I would have been in a little bit more of a tough spot. He put this unit of cultists in such or not cultists, but neophytes in such a way that I could move my Leviathan Dreadnought over and blast them from behind this crates, and they were blocking for about 5 characters. Mm-hmm. And I had Headhunter and Butcher's Bill.
Oh,
so I killed all of them. I killed all of the characters.
Yikes!
And so it was like, okay, well that was like a 6-point swing right there, right? Because I got Killmore, I killed all the characters, everything else.
So yeah, maxed out Headhunter.
I maxed out Headhunter. Yeah, I got Butcher's Bill. So it was like, okay, cool. I think that's game. So the Centurions did amazing. They cleaned up 2 units of aberrants by themselves.
Jeez.
But basically, it was only because I was able to blunt his charges, where he couldn't really get into me as well as he wanted to, or he got into me and I was fully buffed with +1 armor save, 5+ feel no pain, and transhuman. So it was like, okay, yeah, you're just not going to do anything to them, and then they'll punch you back and kill all of you.
Nice.
So I won that game 29-17.
It's really good. So yeah, at this point, it's almost midnight. So the only
we're
smart
exhausted.
We're exhausted. So the only smart thing to do is go drink,
Yep.
and get more chicken,
Which is what happened.
which is what happened. So yeah,
As opposed to me, who finally got to get food for the first time in the course of the day.
because again, there was no announcement about how
Yeah.
long these delays would be. So you had a lot of people who just didn't eat that day.
Oh yeah, and by the way, when I came back to my table, my opponent was there finally and was like, "Sorry, I missed you." I'm like, "Sorry, man, we got repaired. You got to go back to the front." Or I said, so I started talking with him about his list, and my opponent Travis was like, "I don't want to play Space Marines. I'm going to go back to the front and get repaired." I'm like, "That's cool, dude." So he goes back up to the front, and they told him, "No, fuck off. You got repaired, man. You got to play." So he came back and we played our game. So my Eldar opponent had to go find somebody else, which I felt bad for because Dude, they were already starting like 45 minutes late, probably at
Yeah.
least. So there's no way they got in a full game.
No.
Well, so the option was you could come in at 7:30 the next morning.
No, 7.
7?
Seven.
Be
Seven the
at
next
7 to
morning
play
if you
a
were
game.
too tired to
Fuck
play again.
that. Telling me at 9 o'clock at night in Vegas on a Friday night that I can get up at 6 in the morning to
Right.
go play Warhammer.
Hard pass.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm 0-2 for the day, but there's a chance I can make the Shadowrun, and I don't want to play 5 games in a row.
I believe you mean you're 1 and 2.
No, I was 0-2 at the point of deciding
yeah,
whether I
yeah.
wanted to get up or not.
So,
Luckily, I was able to take my opponent's tired state and just really abuse it.
yeah. Well done. Well done.
Common theme for the room at that day.
Nice job, my friend.
But I don't think anything else exciting happened on Friday night. I think
No.
we're all just exhausted. We went, got chicken, had some drinks.
I think we stayed up a little bit too late, but
Yeah,
that
we
was
were up
fine.
until
'cause-
2.
Yeah, which, whatever.
I literally didn't get back to my hotel room until 2.
Because you hitchhiked.
No, because we had to go get food, and we had to do a bunch of other stuff, and it was just
Well, his mouth was dry. He couldn't pay for the hitchhike.
yeah. That's true.
So Saturday rolls around. Everyone has preloaded their best BCP jokes.
Yep.
And we're gonna go and take a quick break before we continue about day 2 of the 40K championships.
Dude, I'm the best. I took first place at another tournament.
First off, stop with the thunder and lightning. You don't impress me. And second, let me check out the BCP rankings. And I don't see you on there.
What?
Your TO needs to download the Best Coast Pairings app and run events on it. After the event, the results are uploaded into BCP rankings, and the best part, it's easy and free.
But I play multiple game systems.
No big deal. The BCP app can be used for any game. A ton of events every weekend are using it, from major international tournaments to local stores. And now that it's available on Android devices, you're going to have some serious competition.
There can be only one.
BCP Rankings is a fun and exciting way to measure how you or your team stack up. No matter what you play, your score goes to an overall ranking, or compete to be the best in a game, a circuit, a region, or the world.
Download the app or visit www.bestcoastpairings.com for more info.
Best Coast Pairings.
Are you the best?
And much like, helps if I unmute. And much like everything, I am back. We are back. We are muting Danny still.
Sorry.
Sorry, no, you're all good.
I needed to be able to speak my mind, John.
That's fair.
And
So
I know you're trying to silence me.
Yeah.
day 2, I have exceeded my personal record of what I expected LVO to go by 100% at this point
Nice
here.
job, John.
Yeah.
By getting a singular win against a very tired man. But round 4, I come up against, Imperial Guard. I forgot about that game. That was super. Oh no, it was Imperial Guard with Ravenwing. What was your opponent's name?
Daniel.
Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my round 4.
Oh, you
opponent.
played him?
Yeah, I played him.
Right on. Yeah, he was he was a super good guy, man.
Oh, I won that game actually. What
Did
am I
you?
talking about? Yeah, I won 36-25.
Hell yeah. Okay.
You crushed it.
Yeah, so he kept on doing that thing you talked about, but with Samael.
Yeah,
where
sure.
he would just fall out of combat before I could punch him back and then come back in.
Nice.
But turns out Samael doesn't like deep striking Combi Plaz Chaos
Yeah, probably
Terminators.
not.
So I shot him a lot. Cause,
Smart. Yeah,
Because
well.
he kept charging my Mauler Fiend and then falling back, and I'm like, oh, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then he had the fly inceptors.
Yeah.
The flyy guys, the plasma inceptors for Dark Angels
Are really
just
good.
so nasty. And that piece of shit kept putting him on the top floor of a ruin.
Yep.
Knowing that my entire army cannot physically get to those people. So I just have Forge Fiends kind of like shooting into the wind at it there.
So when you say that piece of shit, you mean the really nice guy that you played a game and enjoyed against?
No, it was a super great game. It started to go downhill for him when I got my Lord Discordants into his tank commanders.
Yeah. I could see that.
So I got a Lord Discordant into the tank commanders. My first Lord Discordant killed one outright, but then used the virus mortal wound
sure,
thing.
yeah.
to take out another tank commander that my plasma terminators had brought down to like 1 or 2 wounds.
Brutal.
Nice.
And then followed up into another. So all I was doing, and something I was doing more and more this tournament, is not necessarily charging things, but I'm consolidating into vehicles a lot, because tank commanders hurt. But if you can't shoot,
If you can touch them,
Dude, I could
it's
care
over.
less. Like, especially as a tank commander, sure, you're hitting me in close combat on what? Like, is it like still a 6 they're hitting me on, or a 5?
Yeah, they hit on a 6.
And it's -1 for the Lord
So they
Discordant,
can't even
so they can't
attack
even
you.
attack me.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of reaching out and touching things. So that helped a lot. The Forge Fiends, just MVPs. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been redoing my list for the 2020 season, and every iteration I'm doing, I'm taking Forge Fiends out. Re-talking about this has showed me, like, one is just super good Demon Forged.
Oh, yeah.
Because so kind of, yeah, they did work that game. The Mauler Fiends did work. Everything just started kind of coming together, and now I'm getting uber cocky because now I'm 200% past my goal.
Yeah, you're
and I'm
two,
sitting at
two and two, right? Yeah.
2 and 2 going into round 5.
Danny,
Danny, how was your round 5 or 4 even?
Round 4, I played against Ben Jurek. So Ben Jurek is the number 3 orc player. So I just have to play number 2, and I can play all the top 3 orc players.
There you go.
Did you get it in one
throw a
tournament though?
challenge
I
out.
mean, although if not, I mean, it doesn't count. It resets. You have
Yeah.
To, it doesn't.
So I'll have to wait because I didn't play. I didn't play Rich Kilton, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Ben Jurek is a gentleman and a scholar. He's local to Las Vegas. What an awesome guy. He had an orc army that was a lot less hordy than the other one that I had played.
Okay.
But he had a lot more elite units. So he had a unit of tank bustas. Dude, this unit of tank bustas deep struck in and killed 2 planes. Just like right off the
Straight
bat.
out?
Yeah.
Man, I
like
love
like
tank
like
bustas
they
so much.
they jumped out, Mordecai shot twice, totally blew up 2 planes, like just aced them. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I have 1 left. Nope. Relic shock attack gun, baby, hitting on 6s.
You're like,
Doesn't-
ooh, that relic shock attack gun.
Doesn't matter. Nailed the other one.
Yikes.
Rolled I don't know if he rolled an 11 or 12, but he got enough to where it was like he just aced the other plane. I'm like, okay. He actually shot so much stuff he couldn't shoot his other 2 relic shock attack guns at anything else.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
And so since this was on top 100 tables, and we were playing I think we were playing Pointy Dawn of War, yeah. He ended up, and his list was cool, and then it had 2 units of 9 Meganobs, one with kill saws, one with power claws. Ooh. And he deep struck the power claw unit and had the kill saws on the table to maybe either advance up an attack or just kind of sit behind a ruin and to jump and then charge somebody. I made it so that he really couldn't get into my Centurions with his saw knobs, which was bad for him because, like, you know, that was like their good target. They didn't really have any other good targets. Mm-hmm. And so after I killed the 15 Ludas, the 15 Tank Bustas, and a bunch of Grots, I ended up just doing. I half charged them every turn with the Thunderfire cannon shots with the Tremor Shells, and then shot them with the Scorpius twice. So I was able to whittle them down pretty good to like 5 or 6 models by the time I finally ran out of CP so that he could jump them into combat. And then when they did, I managed to kind of get them out of killing anything really good. So they didn't really kill anything important. And then the Centurions charged them and killed them back. So good game, super good game, great guy to play against. It was a lot of fun. But I managed to take that game 34-23.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, my round 5 was against Steven Tanzi and his Craft World Eldar list. This game showed me the importance of reps and playing a lot of different armies. Because let me tell you what happens when you forget about the Eldar stratagem Forewarn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you deep strike your Terminators in, and the squad gets wiped from Forewarn.
What did he shoot you with, Reapers?
Reapers.
Yeah.
So he had a max squad of Reapers on the top floor of a ruin. Common theme from the weekend here is I need something that can actually climb stairs. But so he shot me with that, and I was like, shit, that's right. And of course, shooting the Reapers into the Terminators leaves just all of my characters just sitting right in front there.
Yep.
So I'm like, cool. As soon as I removed that Terminator unit, I'm like, yep, that's probably game, but let's try to get some points out of it here. His Reapers, uber buffed, so they were like 1-up save and cover. They're jumping up and down every turn, so that you can't see them. They're re-rolling ones from the Autarch. Obviously, you're dooming the important stuff. It was a really well-played game on his part, and I made a couple of just huge mistakes. I did kill a bunch of his flyers. I used the Alpha Legion strat to really screw up his Ranger deployment to the point where they had to deploy like along the back line of his deployment zone. So that was super clutch for me there. But I ended up losing that game 31-21.
All right. Still yet another high point loss.
Another high point loss. I mean, something from playing this list and kind of not really changing a lot is learning what secondaries I know I can get. And Recon is a consistent one I can get, and there are a couple other ones are super consistent ones I can get.
So one takeaway for me, for you and me,
Yeah.
of this is that both of us, our losses were extremely high pointed losses.
Yes.
Like scores that should technically have been wins. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not so much the Iron Hands games, because I went into that. Well, maybe like mentally I went into that like, okay, let's just get the most I can out
down,
of this.
yeah.
A little bit down. So I'm like, okay, Iron Hands round 1. And then when I saw Iron Hands round 2, I'm like, shit, okay. But definitely against my Eldar opponent, I'm like, okay, so I know next time to do this and this. I know next time to do this. And I could have got some more points out of that if I'd just been a little smarter with my Terminators, because Forewarned doesn't have a huge range.
For sure.
And even then, I can kind of position them so it's out of sight of the Farseer. As I went back and read my Elder Codex, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what it does. So now I know. Fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of my round 5 there.
So my round 5, I played against Ray Ahmada, which is a player in the SoCal meta. He might be from LA. Anyway, he plays Craft Worlds. He's also the number 1 Asuriani player in the world. So he won that for the ITC this year.
Look at you, just playing number 1 Xenos players all weekend.
So there's a definite theme that was happening for us. John couldn't get away from Iron Hands, and you
Couldn't get away from top competition.
You couldn't get away from top competition, and
Oh,
I
that's
couldn't
fair.
get away from Canadian team members.
Well, so remember, I mean, this tournament, right, is stacked.
Oh,
So it's stacked with good players
Like
deep.
my-
So you're going to
yeah.
play some good people. And I needed to, this was the game that I know that I absolutely needed to win. Cause like I didn't dodge somebody tough. And I was looking at the bracket of people that I was playing against. I'm like, man, there is a lot of really good players in my bracket. Yeah. Like when I was playing against Ben Jurek, I was playing against, or next to me was playing Alex McDougall, who's like one of the best Forces of the Hive 9 player. I saw Colin Sherman 2 tables down from me, playing against Junior Flahy, which is one of the best Imperium players in the world. No. So there was a bunch of like really good players there, and I knew I was going to draw somebody tough for this round, and I did. He ran, let's see here, 8 Eldar Flyers, along with a unit of 3 Dark Reapers, a Falcon, 3 Night Spinners, and then a couple of Eldar characters.
and a Wraith Knight.
No Wraith Knight. No.
No.
Good people
Are you
don't
sure
take
he's
those.
like one of the best players then?
Are you someone to judge that? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Anyway, so moving on. So I lost first turn and he went first, which I think was probably a big deal in this game. Like normally I don't like to ever say that going first is automatically a win, but because his army is so alpha strikey, there wasn't much that I could really do about it. And so what he did on the first turn extremely competently, he killed all of my indirect fire right off the bat, which was a solid move. Yeah, it was a really good move. And so then I'm like, because I knew at the start of this game, I'm like, all right, I know how this army plays. Like the Leviathan is going to be the all-star in this game. He's going to do everything for me. He's going to have to be the thing that wins me the game. Like the Centurions are there to catch bullets and make sure the Leviathan just kills 2 things at every turn, which he pretty much did, except for the first turn when Ray made a ton of saves on his stuff. So he killed 1 plane and both my indirect fire on the first turn. My first turn, I only killed 1 plane and severely wounded another one. And that was because he rolled, like he really spiked 5s for his planes. So this is kind of the trick that I use against Eldar Flyer list with my list is I put
do tell.
Yeah.
Oh, with your list, never mind.
Oh, okay.
The Leviathan has those Warlord trait from Iron Hands that lets you on 6s to hit, you get an extra shot
Yeah.
with the weapon that you have. So since my Leviathan has 2 storm cannons, and I roll 10 shots per one.
Yep.
I roll a lot. You roll 1 or 2 6s on every single thing, and he's ballistic skill 2+. And then I give the Librarian the psychic power that gives a vehicle +1 to hit. So then he ignores the negative penalty for the flyers and is just hitting them on 2s. 6s give me an extra shot that hits on a 2, and they reroll 1s. And then he gets reroll 1s to wound from the lieutenant, and he's wounding all these Eldar flyers on 3s. Really good, like 80% chance to wound on those as well. So I shot 1 storm cannon into 1 flyer, and I did 11 wounds. Now keep in mind I have to do 6 unsaved wounds to kill a flyer, right?
Right.
He saved 6 out of 6 out of 11. So barely didn't kill that one. And then the other one, I think I aced that flyer, but just barely. Like his 5s were on point. And then my other 2 planes were able. Maybe I did kill 2 flyers that turn. I think I was able to bring down another flyer with the combined might of both of my other Stormhawks. And then he cleaned up a bunch of stuff. So it was kind of like a killing race that I wasn't quite catching up on. Now, I made a couple of mistakes in this game that I think I could have played a little bit better. He had a Falcon mid-table that was on an objective with Reapers. And like I thought that I could kill more every turn, but I wasn't quite doing it, which was my bad. Like I should have concentrated on nailing that Falcon, because if I could have killed the Falcon, he wouldn't have gotten hold more every single turn. So that was a big deal, and I think that was my big play mistake over the course of the event. Like that Falcon needed to die immediately, and then I could have killed the Reapers, and then that would have made it a much closer game, because I could have gone for one of the objectives, so I could have held more, and that may have kept me in the game. So I made some mistakes. He played really well. I asked him for some advice after the game of what I did wrong. And we had a good conversation about that, which was awesome. He was a really, really super nice opponent, and like a great guy. It was a great game to play against. So I lost that game 21-29. So again, like not a terrible loss.
Yeah.
And I still got over 20 points for a loss, which is good.
My last game was against Charles Metz, another Dark Eldar Soul player. And man, this game was rough. It was nothing but Venoms and Ravagers. And so mortal wounds everywhere, a lot of movement shenanigans. What lost me this game, and I know I make fun of people a lot about like, if I did one thing differently, I would have won. I did not move my Hellforge Contemptor 3 turns in a row
Oh, man.
to hold an objective.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize until the last turn. This game, it was good. There's a couple of things I wasn't a huge fan of. Let's talk chess clock etiquette.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm all down for chess clocks. Okay,
Yeah.
it's an important thing. One, we're on table 215 in the last round of a tournament.
Fair.
After 2 long days. If you're going to chess clock me, please say. My opponent for this game just put one on the table and hit the button when I started deploying. And there was no conversation. There was no thing. It was just, that was it. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then when you're using a chess clock, it's not my job to turn your time back.
Sure.
So he lost 5 minutes of time because he didn't move his time back,
Yeah.
which I then let him take out of my time at the end. When he ran out, he clocked himself. And at the end of the game, he's panicking and he's rolling dice. I'm like, hey, man, I was like, I know you're running out of time, but you cannot roll that fast. You need to explain what you were doing.
Right.
I was like, at this point, you can finish your movement, but that is it. Because I am not having a good experience right now from you fast rolling and panicking and kind of doing things like that. So that tainted it a little bit.
Sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
He wants to leave with kind of like an overall flat 3-3 record. So there is that there. But guys, if you're going to use a chess clock, at least say to your opponent so he has some kind of idea what's going on. And then also just, if you're running out of time, you ran out of time. Don't. And
Sure.
remember to switch it back. So I lost that game 25-24.
Oh, man.
Which I'm looking back and I'm like, yep, that Contemptor is what did it in for me.
Yep.
But that's okay because most of the game I had him. He had all of his Ravagers in the corner and all of his Venoms in the corner. And the way my list works, he was pinned in that corner
For the whole game.
the whole game.
Yeah.
So I had pretty much board control and could get the other objectives. I was so focused on killing this corner that I just didn't pay attention to what I was doing over here.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that right there is the difference between a 4 and 2 player in Danny and a 2 and 4 player in me. Is kind of not looking at the bigger picture stuff and kind of putting it over there. But yeah, that was my last game. I will say overall, great experience,
Yeah.
great opponents. My list is not fluffy. Well, it is a little, but that's not why I took it. And overall, it was super good. Danny, your game 6.
So I played against Nate Bajori. I don't know. Sorry, Nate, if you're listening to this and I butchered your name, I'm really sorry. He's a player from the Dallas area. Really nice guy. He was playing
Nathaniel George.
Yeah, is it George?
George.
Or is it George?
No, George.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so he was playing last year's medalist. He
Greatest
had
hits.
3 Caladius grav tanks along with a Castellan, a Knight Castellan, and 2 Armigers, and then a Scions battalion.
How did you remember to beat that after it's been 12 months since you've played against it?
Well, I wanted to see. So I was like a little bit worried initially. I'm like, oh shit, I wonder if I remember what to do against this, right? So he would really smartly, like I deployed my Leviathan because it was an all deploy versus the other deploy. I deployed my Leviathan right across from his Castellan robot, right? And I'm like, all right, man, let's go. I want to see who wins this. Like, I think I can take you. And he's like, I don't know, man. I got a lot of good guns. And I'm like, yeah, bring it on. Let's see what happens. And he ended up shooting at the Centurions first before the Leviathan. Which was probably a decently smart move.
I'm
I
not
guess.
going to be tempted into your sucker play.
But he kept advancing his Castellan back out of range of my Leviathan. So my Leviathan like slowly trundled up the table and shot other stuff. But then their turns 3 and 4, like we had a straight up duke out where like he was moving his Castellan up and I was backing away, like shooting him. And it took 3 full turns of shooting from the Leviathan, mostly by itself, to kill the Castellan, which was cool. And I used the Warlord trait again for the 6s to an extra shot, which was really fun. Otherwise, like he was really smart. He had a couple of the Moriax Armigers. With the lightning locks.
Yeah.
And since they're Raven, they can advance and shoot without penalty, right? So he was moving them like roughly 16 to 20 inches every turn.
Okay.
And they were kind of outflanking me, and he was dropping in Scions to get recon. So he was playing very smart. Mm-hmm. He was doing a great job. And it was kind of back and forth up until the end, and then it became kind of one-sided. Once I kind of locked some stuff up in combat and was able to punch him out. So I won that game 32-20, leaving me 4 and 2. I had 5 really excellent games this tournament, which is great.
I also had 5 really excellent games.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's great. Speaking of chess clocks, I only had to choose a chess clock one time this entire event. Mm-hmm. Nobody chess clocked me because they could. I mean, the army that I'm playing is super small, so I'd get why somebody wouldn't. And I didn't really feel like I needed to chess clock anybody specifically. I don't know. I don't think it would have been worthwhile for me to do it to anybody.
No.
I played chess clock with Ray because that's what he plays with because he's super tight player, right? Mm-hmm. It was a little bit because I haven't done it a ton and I need to practice with it, to be honest. Like I'm not super good about flipping time back. And so we ended up wasting his time because he didn't flip it back to me because I flipped it back to him without saying anything because we were going back and forth on dice rolls.
Yeah.
And so he actually clocked out, but we still had like 30 minutes left, so I wasn't super worried about it. Because I think I ended up burning some of his time, and it was my fault for not saying anything. So, and I felt bad about that, so I made sure that we finished up on.
But again, it kind of goes back to just have that conversation. And if you're using a chess clock, you need to be super verbal about what you're doing to make it fair. Otherwise, I mean, what's even the point? Dave, you took an injured reserve list on Saturday. How was your Saturday?
Well, so after I finished my 3rd game on Friday, I started talking to Nick Nanavati, and I paid him $1 to ask for some coaching advice. And he said, if I were you, I would just drop. So I went, all right, done. So And then I saw that he dropped. So, we hung out all day Saturday, just me and him drinking White Claws. It was pretty awesome. So,
I don't believe you.
okay. So,
I think I saw Nick on Saturday in the hall, not sober. So half of that story might have been
right
true.
there. I was already passed out from the White Claws.
Because I know I saw him on Saturday in the hall because he cut in front of me in the bar line and tried to big league me when I'm trying to get my Trulies. and I think
Gotta
we
get
made,
them seltzers.
we made an enemy for life because he cut in front of me in the bar line. He's like, "It's cool. I got a coaching service. I can ignore how cues work."
No, so Saturday, both Cody and I ended up dropping. We slept through alarms. We slept through phone calls. We slept through messages. We woke up an hour and a half after the round started. And I went to get some medication for myself. And then we got Five Guys.
And then after the gay sex, what did you do?
It was Five Guys. I'm not able to satisfy that many people that fast. It took the rest of the day. We went and sat in the jacuzzi and hung out back at the hotel room and just kind of let the previous day's weariness and just wash over us. And then we all got together that night for traditional sushi.
Oh, yeah. All you can eat
So,
sushi.
so after the event, so we're going to talk about Saturday night a little bit, and then we'll go for another break here. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead,
go,
because
yeah.
I have something about the all-you-can-eat sushi.
So
that-
we went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place, and we got all-you-can-eat sushi. Dave, you want to expand on this story some more?
So what I'm told is from people that were there before, because I wasn't able to see the menu because I arrived slightly later than people were already set down.
The menus were all on the table.
Yeah. They were
not.
literally
Well, I
in
don't
front of
read,
you the whole
I
time.
cannot read
Words.
Asian. Yeah. Kanji. I can't read
English.
kanji.
Literally, I think I saw you looking at a menu.
comprehension. Yeah, because I had to pick the what.
There
So
were no pictures, though, so he was confused.
there were, but I didn't want the ones that I could see the pictures of. They had like
see.
whole octopus on them, just hanging out. And I was like, that's not me. What I was told is that
Your search history says something different.
Ironically, it's his porn choice.
what I was told is that if there was any leftover on a plate, we were charged a surcharge for this expensive place.
Sure.
Which was not expensive. Totally can't wait to go back next year. But found out afterwards, after I'm shoving sushi in my mouth going, I'm so full, but I'm not paying a fucking surcharge. Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Kevin are just slamming food, and I was like, I didn't even order. What is that? I'm just racing
Yeah.
to get it all down. I look at the menu and go, there's no fucking surcharge for this shit. It just says you can't take it home with you.
Yeah, Dave thought
Fuck you guys.
the poor waitress would come to the table, count each individual roll left, and start charging 15
Just
cents
me.
for the rice.
Charging just me.
Yeah.
Why would she just charge you?
That's what was happening in my head. She was going to be like, okay, here's your bill, Danny, $26.95.
What's it like to have these stories that play in your head like that?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
My favorite part of that dinner, aside from that, was you and John both ordering hot sake.
Oh man.
And then
So
me
good.
making a joke about my nutsack being hot and being like, I've also got hot sake. She's like, okay, 3 hot sake. And walks away. I was like, no.
Thank you
Aw.
for the hot sake.
Yeah, thanks for the hot
Yeah.
sake.
So I
man.
bought John and
I
Danny a
appreciate
hot sake,
Yep.
Yeah, so
which
by this
normally you got to
point,
pay extra for at the massage parlor.
I'm quite, the story of the weekend, I'm quite drunk.
Oh, yeah, you were.
I'm not sober by this point, but that's fine. So yeah, I had some great sushi. And then we headed back into town. We split up at this point because Dave doesn't believe in our ability to accidentally find the pub crawl after it starts.
It was more that a couple of the other guys hadn't been to Fremont on a Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
Which is an experience in,
Yeah, it's
in and
something.
of itself. So I mean, Fremont is great, but the Fremont on a Saturday night is
Pub crawl was dope though.
absolutely. Well, I honestly didn't believe you guys were going to find the pub crawl.
We lucked upon
Yeah.
it because we were hanging out with Kyle.
So from what I've been told of this story from the person that found you guys and drug you into the pub crawl, Mitch told me
Mitch
Sunday.
is like, guys, we're like, oh, okay, cool.
So you guys didn't find the pub crawl. The pub crawl found you and forced you to go with
I
them.
mean, we're too humble to say that out loud.
I mean,
Yeah. I'm not. I was
hey,
not there.
fun story,
I saw
though.
a midget with a cock on it.
The whole reason we were out walking that way with Kyle was because Danny and I had signed up for a team tournament on Sunday. And then we looked at the scoring rubric and we're like, shit, we need a theme. So we were going to Rite Aid to buy 2 ridiculous hats.
Yep.
Yep. Smart.
And on our way there, we get accosted by Mitch and pulled into a large photo.
Right.
And they're like, oh shit, I think we found the pub crawl. And we did in fact find the pub crawl.
And so we went on the pub crawl.
Which we went on the pub crawl, visited several great establishments,
Yep.
saw the world's smallest security guard try to figure out how to create a path through 70 people drinking.
70 large nerds.
70 large nerds. And like I can just hear him say like, oh, we got to have a path for you to here for the elevator. I'm like, oh shit, okay, we're about to get big leagued here. But no,
we saw Phil and Matt there too, which was
we saw
great.
the Glacier Geek Phil Hall. We saw Matt Morrison, a local guy here. Got to see David Singer again.
Yep.
We hung out with a bunch
Hung
of
out,
people.
hung
that
out with
guy.
Mitch, which was awesome. Mitch Pelham, which is
I talked to Mitch
what a
a
good guy.
lot, and I think that's the most I've ever talked to him. What a great guy!
Yeah, dude, he's the fucking man.
Super great guy. And then in the last part, I sat down and I met JT.
Oh, dude, JT is the fucking man. JT McDowell.
JT McDowell.
What a great guy.
What an amazing guy. And honestly, one of the best drinking stories
Oh my
I have
God, dude.
ever
It
heard,
was
which
incredible.
I will not share.
Yeah. So John had to. So just for reference, John, as soon as JT started telling the story, John was so fascinated he took off his glasses so he could pay better attention. Somehow, I'm not sure how that works out. But it checked out for the story.
But it
man.
checked out
was
for
a
the story.
Good story.
So yeah,
man.
I sat and I listened to JT spin this tale for like 30 minutes, and I'm like
Dude.
enthralled the entire time. And it was one of the greatest stories I've ever heard.
It was amazing.
And I gained a Facebook friend and several great photos from that too. There.
Nice.
But yeah, and then we went and drank a bunch and gambled a bunch, and then went back to the hotel room and slept because Danny and I were like, "Well, shit, we got more
I
games
guess we got to
tomorrow."
wake up tomorrow and play.
But yeah, we're gonna take another break because holy heck, and then we'll be right back to talk about the Long War Doubles Team Tournament.
And was it ever a long war?
You've mastered the art of the Stanley. You've downloaded the ITC Battles app. You've loaded your dice to guarantee your charge. Now perfect your game with Mob Rules measuring accessories. Made of the finest acrylic and carrying the skill of the Danny, the tactics of the Dave, and something positive about John. Get yours now at hammerheadgames.net.
Well, we still got to record videos, but
Yeah, and we're recording now, Dave.
what?
Yeah, well, I said because I went in right in after that, and you're just like
sorry.
behind the curtain. We
Danny
still have to
wasn't sitting
record.
down yet.
And we're back.
And we're back, and yeah, we still have to record videos tonight
We
because
do.
spoiler alert: Psychic Awakening is coming out, and we'll talk more about that. It is
very
good,
greater good.
but go to our Facebook page or YouTube page to find out more, like right now. But we're gonna real quickly touch on the Long War Doubles. Danny and I's team theme for the Long War Doubles was drunken sunglasses,
Yep.
and let me tell you,
Man, were we inebriated and wearing sunglasses all day, baby?
all day, like. And we were great teammates. As soon as one of us started sobering up, the other person had drinks ready,
Yep.
and just we were all good to go.
You guys were on point.
We were on point all day.
We were hella chill, hella fun. I know that we were fun.
You were
I feel
not
like
fun.
we were
to me.
We were fun.
Oh yeah, because we didn't follow any of the rules. Dave was getting so frustrated with us because we weren't doing results right.
So I volunteered to judge the painting competition. I had to pass a background check and a bunch of other stuff so that I actually knew what I was doing with painting stuff. So,
Are you being serious right now? I hope you're not.
I mean,
Did he have to show him pictures of models that you had painted?
Oh shit!
no, I just was like, I've done painting tutorials and stuff. And he's like,
Shit,
cool,
it's-
what is it? And he looked at it and he's like, all right, these don't suck. Judge, go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then he wore 2 Mob Rules things on his nipples like pasties, which was weird. But, hey, can't.
For real?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, "Yo, dog, take those off your shirt, please."
Yeah, so I get there and I'm hanging out waiting for round 1 to be over so that we can do the paint judging, me and a couple other guys who's unfortunately I can't remember their names because I was a little hungover myself going into that, a little tired.
Oh man, just be drunk. That's all you got to do.
It worked for us.
Yeah.
And we had a good conversation talking about stuff, and then you guys started your rounds.
Yeah, so we played Grand Alliance Death was their team name.
It was the guys from Play on
Yeah,
Tabletop.
Was it?
It was the Play on Tabletop
Oh,
guys.
that was the name of the guys you played.
Yep.
That was
Okay.
their team name.
That
Sorry,
was
I
our
thought you were
team
saying it was
My
your
team
I
name
was,
was Danny McDevitt because apparently
you
I didn't.
suck at everything.
I don't know. Sorry,
we
guys.
didn't register correctly because we were quite drunk.
I wanted all of the fucking glory over here, baby.
It was 9
It's
in
a
the morning.
team tournament.
and
There's
we
no
were-
Danny in team. All right.
We were quite drunk. But yeah,
I
it
was
was
the team.
it was a really good game. They had what was it? Tau and
Space Marines.
Space Marines.
They had Ultramarines.
Oh,
if
we
you
should say
remember.
while we were
yeah,
running.
let's talk about our
Let's
list.
talk about our list.
So first of all, we didn't read any of the rules to this
Nope.
event at all. So
I'm telling you.
the list that we had come up with was totally illegal.
Totally illegal. We came up with Danny had 3 Lord Discordants and a Knight,
And a night because we're fun.
and I had 3 Lord Discordants and
Yep.
some Terminators
Yep.
and a Lord. Turns out 1,000 points. You can only run rule of 2.
Yeah.
is apparently a thing. So
So we could only run 4 Lord Discordants. Sorry, everyone.
so yeah, we ran some Terminators.
Why even bother
4
playing?
Lord Discordants a Knight, and then something else. But let me tell you,
We had a
much-
Helldrake.
we did have a Helldrake.
Yep. We had a Demon Prince.
We had a Demon Prince.
We had a Chaos Lord with a Power Fist.
Yeah, with my little favorite power fist
That's right.
there. But yeah, we played the Play on Tabletop guys. Turns out 4 Lord Discordants are stupid good against Tau
Dude. Yeah.
because I think we actually tabled one of the players very quickly. Turn 2,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
We killed the Ultramarines guy real quick.
Yeah.
yeah, he was Ultramarines.
Yeah, and then the Tau lasted a little bit longer, but we won that game heavily.
Handily. If you will.
Handily, but great guys. And if you want to see some really well produced battle reports,
Oh my God, they're amazing.
Play on Tabletop produces some very top quality content.
And if you want to see really bad ones,
Uh,
just go to Mob Rules.
Yeah, there's some 6th edition
Word.
ones there.
Yeah.
I think so. But we'll probably do some more. no promises, but probably. So yeah, round 2.
So
We played their
Hold
call.
on. Let's pause for a minute because this is my shining moment on
This
Sunday.
is your shining moment when you told us off.
All right, so I get into action. I'm judging stuff. First off, the Play on Tabletop stuff got top marks from me, as much as I could give them. There were a couple models that weren't completely painted, which made me
Well,
sad.
Like your wife, it still wasn't as much as they wanted.
Damn, son.
Oh wait, that's an advert. That's not a drum roll. Let's just pretend. Ba-dum-ts.
All right, but their theme was great. Like they had models combined on the back on their special display board that were actually
Yep.
at a table, talking to each other, Tau and Ultramarines.
Well, yeah, they were
that's
having
really
that
good.
killing contest like Legoly and
Yeah, Gimli and Legolas.
Legoly.
Oh yeah,
Jesus
let me
Christ,
tell
How
you.
drunk are you now?
No,
Combo
0 amount.
plasma Terminators versus crisis suits. Not a great.
Oh yeah, they just ate those right up. didn't
those
they?
guys, yeah. Those,
I almost aced Farsight on Overwatch, if you remember
Yikes.
right, with the Knight. That was
yeah,
pretty epic.
That was pretty good.
And then I judged John and Danny's, and they hadn't filled out the paperwork. They didn't do anything. They just like loosely threw
So-
everything on the table. So I'm calling them, going. Plus, they turned in your score sheet was like fucked up or something. They
Oh no, we didn't fill out the score sheet.
We didn't fill it out at all.
We didn't
You had
pack
to-
it.
so
In fact, we
I'm
didn't even
messaging
fill
them
out
going,
any of them over the course of the weekend.
Hey,
We had our
what's your
opponents do it.
fucking team name? And blah blah blah. And
We said mob
John's
rules,
like,
and
"All
you
right,
didn't
I don't
change
know
it.
And
what
then
it
yeah,
was."
and then we were still Danny McDevitt, which is fine because
Which I'm not as hyped about. But
So I judge John and Danny's, and John's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like arguing with me over the
well,
score,
yeah, you said
trying to chirp me.
You said my models weren't showing highlighting, and I'm like, they're literally highlighted with 3 or 4 different.
so we're
purples.
arguing with the paint judge.
yeah,
He's being a dick.
He wasn't actually. You got the highest. There was 3 levels of highlighting, and you didn't get the 3rd level of highlighting. And I was like, dude,
Yeah, that's
do you telling me your
fine. I don't
models
know.
don't? You're telling me your models do this? Danny's looks great. It meets the criteria, but yours are dragging his
Danny,
down.
Dude,
But-
sorry,
but
man.
Danny-
if you would have put a little bit more effort into
Bunny
it.
ears. Danny's is metal with a fucking technical paint over it.
That's exactly right. Hey, that's re-dry brushed, you asshole.
Take your Sigmarite and shove it up your ass, man. It's no.
So we managed to get me and the judges managed to get all the paint judging done, and then we bounced to go have beers actually. And it was a nice time.
Well, good for you.
Nice,
So-
nice.
So we bounced to play on against the favorite of Chaos team.
Podcast. They were last year's winners of the Long War
Right, so
Double.
they came up big dicking us with this
big dick
belt
us the whole way.
and they were telling us about how upset they were that they didn't get to review the Chaos Codex to which they applied.
They were like,
Try harder,
and they were
boys.
like, the Orc podcast gets a Chaos book. I'm like, well, we haven't made an Orc podcast since before episode 1, so sure.
Right.
So
And we played on table 269, to which we made many nice
many
jokes.
nice jokes. It was too nice.
It was too nice.
Too nice.
Table too nice.
Nice. Too nice. This is the game that made me think, why the fuck won't Mortarion die?
Oh my god, dude. He lived forever. And we just couldn't seem to take him down. The dude made so many 4+ and then 5, and then he made a lot of Feel No Pains too.
It was the
so,
Feel No Pains. Yeah, it was like
was
so
epic.
many Feel No Pains. I'm like, why can't he die? I
So
was very
yeah, we couldn't quite
Dice
change
games.
the momentum of the game, right?
No.
Like once it got started, like we tried some tricks and I did some stuff that worked kind of, but it
Well,
didn't
you were
work
carrying
enough.
the team, so
it didn't work enough.
It's fair. It's
Yeah.
fair.
So
So you ended up losing this one, I'm assuming.
we lost that
we
one.
lost this one, 34-15. 'Cause
Ouch.
Well, yeah, it kind of like
It got away from us.
we couldn't turn the momentum. Like I said, we knew we were going to be on the back foot at the start of the game, but then we couldn't quite push past it.
Right.
Okay.
And just not having to devote so much resources to take out Mortarion, which we had to do.
Right.
And just having them pass every single Feel No Pain
Yeah.
really blunted our combat ability because we, it's like, what do we do? Not shoot at Mortarion and then he just rips up our back lines. So,
Yep. And he did.
yeah.
And they had the Blight Lord Terminators that
No.
Nope.
no,
They-
really, it was
they
just
had-
Mortarion by
Oh,
himself.
he
Death-
had
Death
one
Shrouds.
unit of Death Shroud.
Death Shroud. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So,
And then round 3, we played against.
Grand Alliance Death was our round 3 opponents.
Okay, yeah.
No, I was playing tabletop was our round 1.
And they played Night Lords and Death Guard.
yeah,
So-
it was another Chaos on Chaos one. This
Right.
was a great game.
It was really fun. It was really
Yeah.
back and forth, and but we managed to pull some shenanigans and really take the momentum of the game.
Oh, man.
Nice.
I really Daniel sat in that game hard after Danny Miyagi'd me for the first 2 rounds. I pulled like a super nice trick where I used a stratagem that I hadn't used before, but Danny used in a previous game to do some mortal wounds with a bolt pistol. To
Oh yeah, the Demon Forge
Demon
Shell.
Demon
Shell.
shelled
Yeah,
my Lord Discordant's bolt pistol to free him up from combat so he could charge again.
yeah.
Ooh,
Dude,
Because
epic.
he was
man.
locked with one captain, right? No, it was one Chaos Lord.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that poor Chaos Lord who the only time I ever seen a demon weapon roll a 1 for activation.
On the reroll as well.
On the reroll.
So we rolled it, still got a 1. That guy had a really bad one turn was just real bad for
and
him.
I think that one turn is what really swung it in our favor because he charged that Nurgle Power Fist I always use, so it's like flat 3 damage,
Right.
5 attacks. So it's like, well, he's eating that Lord Discordant, but he failed to activate the Power Fist. So,
Right, so he just got to punch him
So
instead.
he punches him with hand weapons, which is all you can do with that. Takes a mortal wound. I have a 2-up save, so then the Lord Discordant just kind of turns around and he did some really good saves on that with his 4-up invulnerables.
Yeah, I think he made them all or
He-
something,
he
or
made-
made
well,
a or a
he
lot.
got left with 1 wound, which is
Yeah.
why the next turn I could Demon Forge or Demon Shell and kind of kill him there. So I made some kind of cool moves there. They had like some a couple Leviathans, but it was similar to my game against that Dark Elder player, where they castled up in the corner, which means we could just
Yeah, and once we had them boxed in this ruin,
They
which was
couldn't get
2
out.
Leviathan dreadnoughts and 2
Plagueburst
crawlers,
Yeah.
and a bunch of characters. We were able to lock them in that corner, and they could not leave.
Right. Because anytime they backed up, we could either heroically intervene because they didn't have enough space,
Yeah.
or just charge again.
Yep. And and then they also brought down, because they had a big unit of Warp Talons,
Oh yeah, this
and they
was
brought down,
clutch.
and then we used the Alpha Legion strat to push them back 12 inches so they couldn't deploy in charge range at all. So they had to drop and sit there, and then John counter-dropped the Chaos Terminators with Combi Plasma and was like, okay, that's dead.
Well, I killed half the unit. Then
Right.
they charged me with like 30 lightning claw attacks. I literally made 27
Dude,
5-up
It
saves.
was crazy, dude. It was 4-ups because
Oh, it was
they're only
4-ups.
-2,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So 27 4-ups.
He killed like 1 Terminator and a half a Terminator or something like
I
that.
looked at it and I'm like, man, this is statistically should not happen.
Yep.
And then the Terminators rolled so hot
Yeah,
back
and they just killed
and then wiped the squad.
It was funny.
But it was great. It was a great game.
Good
Great
game.
opponents.
Yep, they were good guys.
We ended up solid mid-table with a 2-1 record and
So we won that one 31-17.
a broke dick list review probably coming through.
And so in battle points, we were 14th overall. I'm not sure how that ends up.
Battle points is your actual game score, so you were 14th for that.
So yeah,
So it doesn't count in the BCP app does not count into
Like the soft score stuff.
the soft score stuff.
Well, yeah, no, so I don't know where we are overall. I saw somebody post a question on the page like, hey, how did this end up? Because I think we probably would have placed maybe a little bit higher than that, maybe lower. I don't know.
who knows? But yeah,
But it was fun.
That was our LVO. Dave, what was your Sunday? So you judged, you had
So-
beers.
And then I hung out with Mitch Pelham, one of the top LVO judges, for like an hour and a half, just totally BSing with him about crazy stuff and how everybody just really, the whole reason they have so many judges is for people to call for the judges. You can't fix something later, you know?
Right.
And that's why those guys are there. So by all means, call for a judge. And just have fun. I also spent some time with John Damaris from the Art of War podcast.
Oh, man, what a great
making
guy.
He asked me to call him something, and I said I am too white to do that, so I'll just call you John if that's okay. Apparently his nickname is Fat Asian,
Oh, okay.
and he was like, yeah, anytime you see me, just scream that at me. I was like,
Phasian.
I am not doing that.
It's PHAT.
I don't care, but in a room full of people, I'm not going to be the guy that screams a racial epithet at somebody.
man.
I mean, as a
Well, Dave,
This time.
it's your birthright.
not anymore. Not after emancipation.
As a middle class white man, it's your birthright.
I met a lot of content creators and spent time just
Yeah.
talking with them.
Oh yeah, you
and
schmooze.
trainings.
You made up for my lack of
I really
complete
did.
lack of schmoozing.
We talked to the Warhammer couple.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we met one of them on registration.
Oh yeah.
Well, technically, if you watch the video, we met both of them.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
I don't watch.
Not you.
I don't watch those.
Oh, you did.
You were too busy being John's drink bitch.
I don't.
And then
Dave,
John
you know,
tried to steal his other jacket.
Hey,
which
you
was
know who
weird.
else we met or that in person for the first time that was such a fucking awesome guy?
Val Heffelfinger.
Yeah, that was cool too. I was going to say Seth though.
Oh yeah,
Because we
Seth.
hung out with
Oh.
Seth Oyster from
I don't-
Dangly Boys like all weekend.
Look, I didn't want to say anything nice about Dangly Boys because in their podcast they said nothing good about us when they reviewed LVO.
That
They were
is-
like, man, whoever it is that thinks that this chicken is good is right, but I don't know who it is. So and I was like, really? Seth?
Well, you know what? I posted up a link for their LVO recap episode. We had a great time with Seth all weekend. What a great guy.
Man, I spent more time with Bjorn than Seth, and I have to tell you,
What a dick.
I like Bjorn a lot.
Yeah, okay.
So, you listen to the podcast, you don't see these people in person, and when you meet them in person, you're expecting them to kind of look like something that then they did not. Like Bjorn
Sure.
did not look like I was expecting him to look. And
Oh, really?
I've never met him. No.
Okay.
Yeah, or seen pictures of him, really. So I was like, wow, you're kind of hot for a podcaster. I was like, that this
right.
not how this works.
Way to make it weird, dude.
I'm just saying. Yeah, so that was my Sunday. I had a great time. Just kind of BSing with people as stuff was breaking down and kind of paying attention to the champs as it happened. And
Sure.
I mean, it was good. Good times.
I had a really good time. I don't know that I would play again on Sunday though.
No, I told my wife I would not play again on Sunday.
Which is interesting because you both made me go, man, I kind of want to play again on
I
Sunday.
mean, I might.
I gotta tell you, it was a lot of fun.
I probably won't get so drunk though.
It was a lot of fun. It was just 9 games for me that weekend. Was like
I think because
Too
of
much.
me having to drop Saturday made me go, man, I wish I was playing today.
Oh, sure.
Whereas I think if I was going 6, I wouldn't. That's why I didn't sign up for the doubles this time around because I had a great time last time.
Sure.
yeah.
But I just was like, I don't think I can do 9 games
Next time, I probably will end up doing it. I don't know. I know me. I go back on my word
Well,
so much.
I'm gonna
Well,
have
there'll
Lord
probably be
Discordance next
a
year.
cool
so.
off period, and then we'll get rehyped when like stuff changes. You
That's
know,
fair.
like yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You want to know how hype I get? Find out here. It's a little in joke because Spiky Bits runs the Long Wars Double.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, it's like, you get it now? You get it? It's pretty
Thanks.
good. Yeah, that's what it deserves.
This is where you would push.
I wanted
a
to
break
call our
button, I
team
think.
Smooth Pieces.
Oh yeah, next year. Yeah, next year.
Come up
Bald
with
as
a name,
baby.
actual
Smooth Brain
costume.
actually is the way to go.
But yeah, so check out our YouTube page. There's a couple of those live stream videos I made just on the fly that are pretty good. There's also a live stream of us presenting Val from 40K Stat Center with a pair of falconry gloves
that was
we
epic.
purchased him.
Oh man, it was so good to see Peter too, like, and meet all those guys. That was
Yeah.
great. Tony,
Yep, Tony, Peter, all the Stat Center guys doing amazing work all weekend long. And now that Val has the appropriate gear, hopefully he can handle the Falcon and his
Can I just say
Stats.
I really enjoy our friendly rivalry with them in the sense that, you know, like we do things that are funny. Like Danny got him a Falcon, all right? We got them Falconeers gloves so that he can handle the Falcon. But we make we do these jokes like this that aren't actually insulting and are really thought of as a people love seeing, but at the same token, you know, it's a small, slight dig without being a dig, and they fucking love it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Those aren't insulting? Shit.
Whoops.
Well, I mean, the dicks you painted on the Falcon gloves might have been insulting. So
They were on the inside. It's fine. So whenever he's handling a Falcon, he's handling a dick.
Sorry, when you told me to put dicks inside of there, I just
thought the fingers.
it was something a little different. Sorry.
I thought the fingers looked stiff.
Oh man. Well, so that was our LVO. Great experience all around for all. I'm sure we're going to talk about it more in the future. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with a often requested, always missed, fun little segment.
Do you have a single wound? A standard bolt gun? Having trouble maintaining an acceptable Xenos kill count? Only barely over 2 meters tall? Maybe it's time to ask your lieutenant if the Rubicon Primaris is right for you. The Rubicon Primaris is a prescription process that helps you to update that tired look. You may notice an increase in your purging abilities within 2 to 4 hours. You may experience loss of life, additional organs, and a points increase. Do not take the Rubicon if you plan on fitting into rhinos, drop pods, or other traditional vehicles. The Rubicon Primaris is not intended for second founding chapters. The Rubicon Primaris is for use on genetically enhanced super soldiers over the age of 800 only. You are encouraged to report negative side effects to your company's apothecary. The Rubicon Primaris. Because sometimes plot armor is just not enough.
And let's hope that plot armor doesn't see them through the next round of FAQs. But on that note, it's been a long time, but it is back. And I deleted the original music for it, so I have to manually do all the stuff.
That makes me happy, actually.
Amazing.
Dave Games. Dave Games is back. And it's ready to go. And Dave, you've prepared a very special Dave Games
Yes.
that you're excited about, because usually you
And
hate
this
it when
Dave
I
Games
suggest it.
was sponsored
By Blue Ribbon Chicken?
by,
No.
I don't know. I was thinking, is
Alcoholism.
Hold on. No, you know what? Read me the title of what this Dave game is, and I'll tell you who it's sponsored
so
by.
I have prepared this game
Oh,
that
that's
I've been
right.
thinking about for.
Hey, Dave,
since
before you
LVO.
start,
Oh,
I'm
go
gonna
for it.
I'm gonna mute Danny and I.
Never helps, but go. Thank you. All right. Let me get through it. So this is a
You
total
wanted
silence.
game that I have created for the two of you. That is LVO and Las Vegas themed. That I'm calling "Hoping for the 40K Top" or "Delivered the Big Money Shot." With your mics muted, nobody can hear you guys laughing. So as you know,
sorry.
LVO
Yeah, we
took
were
place
laughing
in-
real hard over
Yeah.
here.
Wait, let's try
So
that
as you
again.
know,
So, as
LVO
proponents as major proponents of the money shot, this segment is sponsored by Dangly Boys
Yeah.
nice. I like it.
because they're all about the money shot.
All right. So as you know, this year LVO took place in Las Vegas, like it always does, at the same time as the AVN, the Adult Video Network Awards this system. So
did
we're
see
going
a
to
lot
play
of
a
skanky
game.
Is that what AVN stands
I don't know. I didn't Google that.
I did see a lot of skanky people in dresses, but that could just be Vegas.
That
too.
was Seth. Okay.
He's not skanky.
Wow.
He's classy.
Sorry.
He is. He's a classy bitch.
All right. So this game,
Okay.
I have nine things here. What we're going to do is we're going to ring in with our name as our buzzer because Danny doesn't
I
have
have a
thing and he
whole
took the air horn
soundboard in
off.
front of
I
me.
know you're going to use your name though because that's the rules today.
Okay.
Oh,
It's adult video news.
adult video news.
Yeah, sorry, that was me ringing in.
What is this, 1992?
All right.
It's 2020.
So what I'm going to do is give you
what? Sorry,
the
what is
name.
2020?
It does.
What is
throwback to
VHS?
the throwback to the Jeopardy edition. Nice, thanks, Danny. I'm going to read you a name, and you
Fun
have to
story.
tell me
I used to work at an adult video store
how is that fun.
because I had to rewind the
Danny.
tapes, and it always grossed me out.
So we're sticky.
Oh, really?
They weren't, but I had ideas in my head that they could be.
Hold on. It wasn't just purchase; it was to rent.
It was a video rental
gross,
place
dude.
with porn.
So did you wear gloves when you handled
No,
those?
of course he
because I
didn't.
would no.
'Cause he's a disgusting
no.
human being.
bareback the shit out of those things.
All right. So what I'm going to do is read off a name, and you have to tell me whether it's a male adult star or somebody who played at this year's LVO.
I swear to God, Rock Liberty better be in there.
All right.
So wait, is it who answers first? Do I have to buzz in?
Yes, you'll have to buzz in.
Name
whatever
is
way.
buzzer.
Yep, name is buzzer. Jeff Poole.
Danny.
Danny?
Oh, you see, you
40K
both said-
player.
Oh shit, I was meant to do it before.
Yes, Jeff Poole is an Orcs player. He finished 8th
Yep.
at the LVO.
I know that.
Jeff Cool is a porn star. He finished last on her face.
Whoa. All right.
And
Cody
that was the-
Salts. Cody Salts.
Danny,
Danny.
40K player.
Correct. He
Wait.
played Iron Hands and finished 31st.
Hold on. So
Cody Sluts
Wait.
is a porn star.
never mind.
All right.
I thought you said Cody Saul.
Yeah.
No, Cody Salts.
Oh,
There's more than one Cody at an 800-person tournament. Danny.
I was just gonna
Jesus.
say like and I don't know. Maybe he's done porn. Maybe.
I don't want to judge. Tom Byron.
I mean, my wife listens to this. So I'm not buzzing
Danny.
in.
Danny.
That sounds like a porn star name to me.
Correct, Danny.
Hell yeah.
He
Hell
has
yeah.
starred in 2,900
Dude, you're getting creamed over
plus-
here.
Hold on. He has starred in
Par for the course.
2,900 adult films and has been voted 20th on AVN's top 50 male porn stars.
Wow.
Wow. That's 2,900.
Rock Liberty.
Oh, John. That's my new hero.
John,
giving you this,
go ahead.
John.
He plays Gene Stealer Cult. And
That's
he's an
actually
LVO
false.
player. He is? Well, I
He
thought
plays
Gene
Forces.
Stealer-
the Hive
He
mind.
actually
Oh,
played.
tomato,
He
tomato.
actually played pure nids at the tournament and finished 33rd.
Whatever his name.
I
real
don't think
name.
Maybe
that's
I'm wrong.
accurate.
His
I did
real
write
name
this
is
while I was
Rock
wrong.
Liberty.
Cody
Yeah.
won nids.
No,
No, Micah
Micah
won.
won.
Micah won nids. Sorry.
So, Manuel Farah.
John.
John.
That's a porn star.
Wow, you sound like you know that. He starred in
I would assume-
1,429 films.
1,400?
Yeah,
29
it's a
films.
lot of vag
Man.
and some butthole.
I wonder
And
if
he has
there's some
he has
buttholes, dude.
6 times been nominated
Tested for it.
AVN Male Performer of
Dude,
the
only
Year.
6. Jesus Christ.
The 1,400 films were
I get
filmed in a
tested
week.
every fucking week, bro.
It gets tested every day. What are you talking about? All right. Thomas Christensen.
Danny,
Danny.
40K player.
40K, yes. He played CSM.
Look at
and
this. We're really
finished
narrowing into
49th.
our specialties. at
God,
this
we're really
point here.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kieran Lee.
John, it's a porn star. Allegedly.
Correct.
Gross, dude. Why do you know all these male porn stars? Do you have like a fandom thing?
Dave-
oh, that's
Dave
your other
sends-
podcast. I forgot about that one.
Dave sends me links.
Yeah. He's only starred in 345 adult films. However,
See, and Dave just forwards
he
me notes
is-
from his mom.
However, he is the only male actor in the world to insure his tool for $1 million.
Wow. 1 million.
He is literally the $1 million man.
Because he insured his wang for $1 million. You ever Google people who insure their body parts for weird?
No.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like what people do.
Nobody Googles that.
Like Jennifer Lopez
Yeah.
insured her butt, right?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, that was a while ago.
That was like national news,
Yeah.
though.
Well, yeah, but I don't pay attention to other things, Dave. I don't go
you just
Never
pay
mind.
attention to
Yeah.
butts,
I mean, I like butts.
nuts, butts, and coconuts. Nobody
Word.
writes for free.
Yeah.
Thomas Bork,
John 40K.
correct. Iron Hands, and he finished 63rd.
Because you played Iron Hands.
Just for the record, I'd like to point
didn't
out that we
finish
are
63rd.
actually tied 4-4 with only one left to go.
oh man,
Oh,
let's hope
shit.
if my pretend knowledge of porn plays out here.
Xander Corvus.
Danny,
Danny.
porn.
Porn is correct.
Yeah.
533 films, and this year won the AVN Award for Best Actor.
What a fucking honor.
Best actor in a porn film is like
Dude, do you know how good you have to be as an actor to actually win Best Actor in the porn film?
he was a really convincing
Quality.
plumber.
Right behind
I
Best
actually
Mouth.
had to watch the video to be able to make that distinction. He was pro.
He remembered all his
was-
line.
He was.
It's not quite as prestigious as Titus Vagina, but it's like pretty close.
He actually played Star Whore in Guardians of My Astasy.
I don't believe that's a real
that's
thing.
not even clever. Like right now,
See? I made that up on the fucking spot. Fuck you. That was clever as shit. No respect.
He played Dix, which is like Drax, but he was the porn version of that.
he played Peter Clit.
Yeah, Peter Clit.
Who
Star
played like
Wars.
Slut Lord.
Slut Lord.
There's Gahora, which would be better than Gamora.
Man, look at him go, dude.
Yeah.
He's had an extra 3 minutes to think about it while playing the Dave music.
You,
I had to do
you
it on
know
the
why
spot.
I don't
Red
think
Rocket
it's
Raccoon.
Dave.
This is why I don't.
No, it'd be Rabbit Raccoon, and it's just a vibrator.
All right. So, yeah.
And Grundle. Don't forget about Grundle.
That's been Dave Games. I hope you
And
all
it was,
enjoyed it.
instead of Groot, it's just Gruel. Oh, that is a gross image. Well, boys, we're 2 hours in here. We have to, behind the curtain stuff, record some information about some other things, so you guys can
It's
go
good.
check that out. We'll be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks' time is the official kickoff of our narrative campaign of randomness.
Hell yeah.
God.
We've all
Forgot all about that.
We've all picked
is happening.
We've all picked a chaos god to dedicate our forces to.
That's what Xander Corvus said to the
Sort of.
actress, actually.
Danny,
to
are you
win.
god specific? I know I'm god specific. Dave's god specific.
Okay, so I was gonna. So check this out. I'm gonna do Zinch and Slanesh.
Oh,
So how's that sound?
That's perfectly good because I'm going to do Nurgle.
Then we're all represented, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nurgle
I'm doing
Zinch.
corn.
Perfect.
I'll do some Zinch as well. I'm going to
Cool.
buy some. Yeah. So we're all falling to chaos. We're using the chapter approved random army generator.
Very
To
excited.
figure out our forces for each week and hopefully getting some games in too. To show how balanced open play can be.
Man, you almost made it through
Oh, I
too.
almost made it through. I'm excited
So
to play
close.
against like 4 greater demons with 2 cultist squads.
What did Danny roll? 5 greater demons on this turn? What did I roll? Cultists?
It's-
1 unit of cultists. All
It's
right, cool.
Don't worry, Dave. We'll make it fair.
The narrative open play rule of fuck you instead of rule of 3 as that kicks off next week. We'll have some tournament coverage coming up as Danny and I think Dave as well head out to MJ's this weekend.
I am not ready to play at MJ's, and I don't want to play Space Marines.
That's fine.
I have to get some practice in.
yeah.
I'm
So-
doing
so-
an army list challenge with one of our with my frenemy.
I think you mean with the actual third co-host of the podcast, Eric Rickards.
that's
Oh,
fair.
right.
I
Yeah,
did
that's
lose
fair.
that a couple years
After
ago.
he kicked out John.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to play Tyranids for the Iron Man GT that's coming up.
Speaking of the Iron Man GT, John,
Yeah.
do you want to say anything about
I do.
it?
So yeah, in a couple weeks here, I'll be running an Ironman GT up here in Anchorage, Alaska. It's going to be March 7th. It is a single day event, 5 rounds, 1 day, $25 entry. Looks like we're definitely going to be hitting GT status. Get your ITC points, low model counts are your friends, even though I think everyone I've talked to is taking a horde because we're not pussies.
Danny, are you
But
going
yeah.
to use your miles to fly friend of the podcast Kyle up? Since you've been flying around so much, you probably have accumulated.
I mean, I
enough
guess
miles
I could if you
buy him
wanted
a
to come.
ticket.
I'd fly him
'Cause,
up.
I mean,
We'll see. Well, maybe if we're sitting at 27, we can talk about that.
it's got to fly cargo though.
Are we sitting at 27?
No, but we have about 26.
That's amazing.
Interested
And I
or
haven't
registered.
I haven't
believe.
registered yet either. So
I'm just kind of looking at the event page.
here. We currently have 30 going or interested.
Hell yeah, that's
so,
awesome.
So it's super cool. I expect a high attrition rate, but it should be a super fun event. It's the first GT of the Alaska season, so we'll be actually live recording in between rounds for that too.
God damn it.
So we're even taking the board out there. But Dave, we're all going to be in one room.
I know.
So I can't
Oh,
forget
but
to tell
we're
you
gonna be
stuff
we're gonna be so tired in between 4 and 5 though.
again. Yeah, I'm just going to plan to do my LVO strategy and drink. Job's easy, done.
Dope.
Perfect.
Nice.
But yeah, so we're going to be back in 2 weeks. So for Mob Rules, I've been John,
I've been Dave.
I've been Danny.
and we'll see you next time.